Well, hello, hello. Good evening from Japan. It's midnight here, and it's my first time doing a midnight live stream. So I hope you're enjoying this. Hey everybody, if you see me. Let's see. Oh, good. I have to check because I'm terrible at live streams. I don't do them very often. This is a rare opportunity for you to watch and for me to talk to you. We have Usha in the chat, my moderator and longtime fan. We have Ace of Shack. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you here. He lives here in Tokyo. He's been to my house. And Nomadic Gaijin. Yeah, at least I can depend on my friends. My friends will be here. Nice to see you all. We have a special guest today as well. Another language YouTuber, a language YouTuber who has even more subscribers than me. Who is it? Who is it gonna be? There's not a whole lot of language YouTubers out there. You can guess. It's someone not in Japan. Someone over on the other side of the pond. Hey everybody, where are you watching from today? Some Europeans? Finally! People in Europe, I'm so sorry. Every time I've done a live stream, it's been like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. your time. But finally, I stayed up late just to talk to those folks on the other side of the world. So we're also talking to another language YouTuber. I'll give you one more clue. Where is this person? This person is in the West. In the West, somewhere in the West. Not over here on our side of the world, in the West. We're going to be talking today about not just language learning in general, but more specific things, how you learn multiple languages and how you keep that in your head. Hey, I see a lot of Americans here, including our friend Usha, who is our moderator today. Wow, there is a lot of people here. I'm so happy. And Nomadic Gaijin, my friend here in Japan, he's been on my channel before. Super excited to be here talking to you guys today. I'm going to give you a few more minutes to come into the chat before I bring in our special guest. I know you're all coming in slowly. You're like, oh my gosh, Oriental Pearl is streaming? This happens once every year. The last one was 3 months ago, and it was a disaster. You see, I'm not used to doing this, but I think I got it set up properly today. Hopefully the internet is not too bad. Michigan is in the house. Hello, Benjamin. My hometown is Detroit, Michigan, so I'm happy to see another Michigander here. Thank you for being here. And before we get started, I just want to remind everyone that I am now doing YouTube memberships. If you would like to join and become a YouTube member and support the channel, we have Japanese lessons on there, extra content. You can go and check that out. Here's the link right here. You can press the join button to become a YouTube member and be a member of a very select group. Literally, there are 38 people. So if you would like to be number 39 in that select group, you may, and you get benefits like not only access to all the extra content that I just mentioned and learning materials, but you also get priority comments. You see, I get about 2,000 comments a day. And while I'm in the gym, I try to go through as many as I can on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, but I can probably only take out 100 or 200 a day at most. You want a live stream with Kazuma? Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of that guy forever, and it's just not working out. Luckily, I did get a hold of one person today who is our guest, the one person who did answer my messages. You guys think it's so easy. You're like, contact this person, contact that person. Like I know them personally, like I can knock on their door. It's not always easy, especially if they don't use Instagram. But this time we got a hold of someone. So I am very pleased to introduce today our special guest from the West, far, far abroad. Who said Chris Broad? Yeah, like he would ever want to work with me. I doubt that. That's that's probably never going to happen. All right, but we do have someone who will talk to me. And that is, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Peter, aka Lingualizer. Nice to meet you all.
Hey, Lingualizer's in the house. I told you someone would talk to me. Lingualizer, where are you talking from today?
I'm from Spain, the capital of Spain, Madrid, um, the west of Europe.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm glad to be
Totally
here.
different time zone. I'm glad to have you here too, Peter. It's my first time meeting you, so I'm going to be asking you a whole bunch of questions. You've already impressed my moderator. He watches all the language channels.
That's
He
nice.
has over 2 million subscribers. His channel's massive. It's like double the size of mine.
Um, yeah, I guess.
That's pretty impressive. I think it's pretty impressive. So your channel's a little different than mine in that you're doing European languages and I'm doing Asian languages. So just how many languages do you speak?
I guess that depends on your definition of speaking. How do you define speaking?
Uh yeah, that's very tricky here on YouTube because a lot of people like to get give themselves a lot of leeway when they say I speak something and they can just do, a couple of phrases or self-introduction. Um Okay. Which languages do you feel? All right. Which languages could you work with, like get a job with, work at a company?
Um, I would say it would be five, on good days, six, but probably five languages. So that would be German, English, Spanish, French, and Croatian. And sorry, German, English, Bulgarian, French, and Spanish.
Bulgarian too?
I'm Bulgarian. Yeah, I was born in Austria, but my parents are Bulgarian.
Oh wow. That's I didn't know that, but that's pretty cool. Rick here says there's functional and there's fluent, and there's a lot of debate about what fluent means too. So when I was a English teacher in China and Japan, I taught English for, let's see, 5 years, 3 years in China, 2 years in Japan. And we considered a student fluent if they could have a fluid conversation, um, which
Mm-hmm.
means not stopping all the time. But they were by no means workable. Like they couldn't get a job working in that country using that language every day. They might not have great grammar, but they can have a conversation. So from our perspective as language teachers, fluent is not as high as you would think.
Fair enough. So it's conversational level.
Conversational level, that's right. So when someone's not fluent, they'll stop a lot and they have to search in their mind for words and it just breaks up the conversation. It's not smooth, it's not fluid. But if you want to go even further yet, like people go into a university in a foreign language. I went to China. There were students that were fluent in Chinese, international students, but they were not keeping up with the course material very well. And they had quite an accent or grammar mistakes. So there's a lot of improvement you can make after becoming fluent.
That's interesting. But then I guess I'm not fluent in Spanish and French either.
You don't think
Because,
so?
well, if the definition in this case is that conversation shouldn't be broken up due to a loss of words and lacking certain vocabulary and looking for words or synonyms because you can't just think of every single word, then I
Mm.
guess I'm not fluent in Spanish and French either. But then my definition wouldn't be that one for fluency.
It,
For speaking a language.
okay. It depends on how many times you're stopping. I mean, if it's one word every 3, 4, 5 minutes, I don't think that interrupts the flow of the conversation very much. But
Fair
um,
enough.
if
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I guess it's a rather gray area of a definition. You can't really say, okay, here you're fluent and here you're not. So I guess that makes sense.
right, that's why they have the language proficiency tests. Um, Although those do lack speaking assessments. Anyway, that's still really impressive that you know all those languages, that you're pretty confident in those ones. What are some that you're like kind of new to or more basic level?
More basic level would be Russian and Croatian slash
Oh,
Serbian, whatever you want to call it. It's basically the same language, but yeah. And I never learned Italian, but I understand the majority of Italian, especially when I read it.
wow.
But yeah, I guess Croatian and Russian are the two remaining languages where my level is quite basic.
Okay. That's pretty impressive, though. Somebody asked where you are. He said he's in Madrid right
Yeah.
now, in Madrid. Born in Bulgaria, currently in Madrid.
No,
That's
born in
not.
Austria.
Oh, born in Austria,
My parents
Bulgarian.
emigrated from Bulgaria to Austria. I was born and raised there, and I moved to Spain.
Wow, you have a far more interesting story than me. I was born in Michigan. My parents were born in Michigan. My grandparents, my great grandparents all lived in Detroit, Michigan.
And you
And
decided
nobody
to break
ever
the
left.
chain.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Nobody ever left. Nobody ever lived outside the state really very much, let
Until you
alone
did.
until I did. I was quite bored there. I always wanted to live in a big city. And here I
Michigan
am in
isn't a big
Tokyo.
city.
Detroit has 5 million people in the
Michigan is the
area.
state. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Detroit. Sorry. My
That's
mind.
okay. I can probably name one city in Austria, Vienna. That's about it. So
That's all
the
right.
fact that you know what Michigan is already impressive.
Yeah, I was like Michigan, Michigan isn't a big city, and I'm like, wait, something's wrong there. Jesus
Michigan
Christ.
is the state. It's huge. It's massive. It's bigger than South Korea. It's got 10 million people, and 5 million, half of those live in the Detroit area. And if you're like my family, you're born there, you die there, and you never leave.
Damn. Well, congratulations on the breakthrough, I guess.
Yeah. I left 12 years ago, 2012, and moved to China. Lived in China for 6 years, and then Japan. I've been here for 6 years as well. So it's been pretty cool. I like moving around. But since I got married to a Japanese man, we're kind of set in Tokyo for now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we just celebrated our second anniversary last month.
Damn. Time flies.
Yeah, it really does. No kidding. It's crazy. So I wanted to ask you a few questions, and we'll be interacting with the chat as well. We got a hello from France, hello from Austria, hello from everywhere. That's pretty cool. I'm sure they're itching to know like how you learned all these languages. Did you go to language school at all?
What is a language school?
What is a language school?
Are you referring to a high school?
No. Language school, they don't have them very much in America for sure. So I bet a lot of Americans in the chat are probably like, what are you talking about?
I'm assuming you're just talking about a course, no?
No, it's more than that. It's very popular in Asia. Maybe that's why in my brain it's like everybody knows about language school. There's language schools all over Asia. They're for adults. You usually have to be 18 and up. It's a private little office where they will do full-time or part-time courses, and you just go there for an hour or 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. You take your class in that language and you go home. And you can go
Yeah,
usually
that's
5
that
days a
sounds
week.
pretty much like a course. A what do you call it?
Mm.
A crash course for like 1 month where you go every single day. But apparently, it's just an institution in this case instead of just a
Yeah.
course
Yeah,
in a
but
random building.
you can do the short term, but that's not very effective. Like 1 month. I did that in Japan 1 month, and I improved my Japanese, but you're not going to get a lot done in a month, even if it's 15 hours a week. Usually they do 6 months, a year, up to 2 years, where you're just going there. You're not in a university degree program, but you're just learning the language. And they usually sponsor your visa.
So to answer your question, no.
Okay.
I
There
did
we
not go
go.
to language school. I just went to a high school
Hmm.
where it was a language focused high school where we
Hmm.
had between 3 and 6 different languages to choose from depending on what we decided to go with. And I went with 5 languages in total over the span of 8 years, and that's how I basically learned the languages because I just paid attention in class. Some people are good at
Okay.
mathematics, others are at physics, and I was just always good at languages, and that's where I learned German, French, English, Spanish, and Latin, which I mostly forgot by now, but it was quite fundamental for French and Spanish too.
People say this a lot in the comment section. You have a natural talent for language. And I honestly deny that. But listening to you, I think you actually do have a natural talent for language. Oh, somebody said EF, English First, is one of the schools that's in Japan. But I bet apparently they're not in Europe. Or maybe they
Yeah,
are, but
no, I mean
they're
not
not.
as far as I know. I don't know. Maybe they are.
Okay.
They are, but yeah, I haven't heard of that concept yet, at least.
Okay. I currently go
Um,
to 2 language schools. I go since I'm learning languages that are not super popular in this country, Cantonese for one, and then Korean is kind of popular, but I don't have time for the group classes, so I do one-on-one, and, I go twice a week for 2 hours each time, and I have a one-on-one private tutor, and they teach me, and then I study at home by myself. But that's a little different from regular language school because you're kind of like an international student when you're at a regular language school. This is just a private tutor, but it's at a language school.
oh, fair enough.
And
Fair enough.
yeah, I like that best. I don't know how you feel about self study. Everyone's always very excited about self study. I think in one on YouTube, they're looking for something that's free, something that's fast, something that's easy, and they don't have to leave their house. But I
Yeah.
I honestly have never taken on a language completely alone. I always had a teacher at some point, maybe just for a year or two, but I always had a teacher.
Yeah, same
Did
goes
you?
for me. Like the only thing that I would learn on my own is vocabulary,
Okay.
but that doesn't apply to most Asian languages that don't have the Latin alphabet.
Yeah,
So,
that's hard.
like, unless you learn Indonesian or something,
Mhm.
right? As soon as you get to Japanese, Chinese, where you don't have letters but
Mhm.
words, and you're not
Right.
familiar with these different signs, there's, from my perspective, no way to self-teach you that. But yeah, the only thing that I would learn on my own is yeah, vocabulary basically. But no, I I also never learned any kind of language without a teacher because it's just the fastest way to learn, I think.
Yeah, I agree about the teacher. I usually will self-study, completely self-study for a month or two, teach myself the alphabet, hello, goodbye, simple things, how to tell time. Because that's just something that you don't need a teacher to teach you that really, really basic stuff. And I don't want to waste my money. But once I have a month or two in, maybe 3 months, then I take the teacher's class and I can say hello, goodbye, tell time from day one, and we can just get into the more difficult stuff. And that method has worked for me. But in doing this, I spent a lot of money. I don't know if you spent now it's my job because of YouTube, so I just write it off on my taxes. But I added it up and it was, I mean, you could buy a car with the amount of money I spent on languages. Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
Now I
Um,
see it as an investment.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know,
Hmm.
like no, the like the languages that I know, I learned them either in high school, which was for free for me. I mean,
Hmm.
officially we pay for it, but it's taxes. And then I learned, like, I studied Slavistics, meaning the
Mm.
Slavic languages of Europe, with specialization in Croatian and Russian. And
Hmm.
studying at the university in most of Europe is for free. So
Wow.
basically, instead of visiting courses that I would pay hundreds of euros for, I just went to a university and studied the languages there. So basically, I never really paid money for languages.
Wow. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
That's a pretty
can
good
really
deal.
complain.
Somebody here said I'm self teaching Japanese on my own for 6 years at a beginner level. Okay, then something's going wrong there. Then you do need to get a teacher at well, you should get a teacher anyway with Japanese, even just for a year or two. And now we have italki, we have all these online courses, so it's pretty easy to get someone to talk to. I just tried Ome TV for the
Oh,
first time the other day.
nice.
Yeah, it's
How
harder
did it
than it
go?
looks. How did it
Because like
go?
the Asian community is massive there,
Is it?
from
I
what I
didn't
know.
know that. I just saw so many other YouTubers using that for videos. I thought, wow, that would be a lot cheaper than going to other countries like I do to film some of these videos. I should try it. And they make it look like there's a bunch of women on there talking, and in reality, it's like 90% men.
Interesting. Maybe they're
Mhm.
just looking for a long time.
They're just cutting all the scenes with men because I just found a lot of dudes on there.
That makes sense, I guess.
It does, it does. There's something very it's almost like speed dating or something. So the first thing they asked me was like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "Dude, you don't ask that the first question when you meet someone." See, Peter didn't even ask me that because Peter is being polite. You don't ask someone that the first, hello, how old are you?
Makes sense. Yeah, no, but you're also not a stranger. If you were a stranger out that now, I'm just kidding. I don't know. There's all different kinds of people on the internet, honestly.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of doing that, the Ome chat for Ome TV for your YouTube channel?
I mean, I have been doing it for 4 years.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Just not Omi TV, but Omegle, but it got shut down in last December.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. I thought they were going to shut down Ome TV too.
No, because it's like it wasn't shut down because of some law or whatever, but the owner decided to just take it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I did hear about that. Somebody said 45. Now you're just trolling. Now you're just trolling. Hey, I'll have you know, yesterday when I was on Ome chat, they thought I was 25, so we're going to go with that.
We're gonna go with 25. Sounds legit.
Yeah, always 25. Why not? But I tried it, and I'm trying to mix up the content. You know just as well as I do that it's super YouTube is a cruel, cruel boss, isn't it?
A little bit.
A little bit cruel. A little bit harsh. You were really into the shorts. I did a little bit with shorts, but not as much. It's just clips from my longer stuff.
Was it a question? I'm so sorry.
No, I was just saying you do a lot with shorts too. So what's your channel about? Maybe some people are not familiar with Lingualizer yet.
What is my channel about? In a nutshell, showing that languages and geography can be fun and
Mm-hmm.
rewarding people for their knowledge or for their skills,
Mm-hmm.
um, by giving them money or other perks when, I don't know, either they, I don't know, can answer a question, can guess a language, can speak more languages than me, or whatever. Anything that is related to languages and geography, as long as they are successful
Mm-hmm.
in that task, I like to reward them and therefore spread awareness that languages and geography are fun.
You're probably way more outgoing than I am because it's very hard for me to just go up to people on the street and try to interview them.
Oh, I
I
don't.
can't I can't do it. You don't?
No, I have a sign that says, I don't know, answer a question, win money. So
Oh.
basically, all the people that come to me, I already know that they're interested in doing it.
Oh, okay. You don't just go up and
I
say, "Hey, will you be in my YouTube video?"
No, I literally just stand on the streets, have a sign picked on my chest, and then I just wait until people read the sign, and then the ones that are interested enough come up to me. Then I
That's
just
so
ask for the
smart.
permission, and then I just film them.
That's so smart. That's so smart. People think I'm really, really outgoing and I just go up to everyone on the street and talk to them because that's what it looks like in my videos. But I'd like to confess to all of you here today that is not true. I am super shy. I get major anxiety every time I try to film one of these videos, and it just keeps getting worse. And it keeps getting worse because in the beginning, there were maybe only 10,000, 20,000 people that watched each video. Now it's millions. And I think about that every time I take the camera out and want to talk to someone. I'm like, this could be 2 million people could watch this, and I just freak out.
Well, I mean, you're on YouTube. I would
Yeah.
assume that you like exposure.
Yeah, I like it when it's done, but getting up there and making the first move is very hard for me. Very,
Yeah, I
very
didn't
hard.
like that either. That's why I was like, how can I make people want to come up to me instead of me chasing
Mhm.
them? And then I was like, just write the incentive on the piece of paper and they'll come.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope that that inspires anyone out there who's kind of introverted, gets that, social anxiety feelings when you got to go up and talk to someone you don't know. I hope that inspires everyone. We're also not that extroverted. So there's
Yeah, pretty
hope.
much.
There's hope for you. Don't think that we could just, talk to anybody with ease. It's a little difficult for us too.
Lifelong practice.
Yeah, yeah. But learning languages does help to open you up more. So I do want to ask you, do you use any kind of apps? I preface this by saying I'm kind of anti-app for language learning.
No, I don't. Like, no, I don't. Because
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, the only two things that I usually use when it comes to learning languages are number one, visiting a course, and number two, talking to native speakers.
Mm,
Because those two things help me the most. And then every now and then, I just, try to freshen up my vocabulary on the
okay.
internet, right? But like apps, I
Mhm.
don't know. Like, I don't think I'll be able to keep up with an app in order to improve my language skills. Because like sticking to my phone the entire time will make me feel not productive.
Mm,
And if it's on a computer, then I mean, I guess you could say I'm a fan of applications that connect you to native speakers, like High Native or whatever. But
mm,
that ultimately means talking to native speakers, which is my
right.
second method, right? So I guess the answer is no. I don't use any application. What application would I recommend? Literally any website that connects you with native speakers.
Okay. Okay. So Hello Talk, italki does that, High Native,
Right,
things like that.
native. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So you can't get around talking to people. I get these questions all the time, like right up here. What's the best learning application? What's the best app? What's your favorite app? I feel like people, they want to learn to speak. They want, their end goal is to sound good in whatever language, especially a lot of my viewers want to learn Japanese. But they're kind of introverted people, and they're making themselves more introverted by going through an app. Like, this is not how you get to the goal you're trying to get to. To speak to people, you have to get good at speaking to people. You have to speak to people. You can't go around it by using an app because you're too shy to make mistakes.
Yeah.
I do.
Also, aside
Somebody.
from that, the thing is, you will learn far more by talking to someone who will then
Mm,
correct you rather
right.
than
Right.
trying to learn something online, sticking with that, and then realizing months later that that's not how you say it.
Right. There is something to be said for, somebody asked about the Pimsleur app. I know they recently remarketed themselves as an app, but I never considered them to be apps. There's a series of audio lessons. You have to know something in order to talk to a native. You just can't know zero Japanese and, you know, go on a call. It's going to be really awkward. I actually had that situation and it was terrible. 2015, when I first started learning Japanese, I couldn't say anything. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready to talk to natives yet. I don't know squat diddly. I got past konnichiwa, hajimemashite, watashi wa Lisa desu, America jin desu. And I didn't know what else to say. And I was done. That I used all my phrases. So you do, you do have to, you can't just only do high native or something. You have to have some study on your own.
Oh
Or
yeah, but like when I refer to a course, right?
mhm.
I mean, it could all be connected. Like, who tells you that you cannot look for a course that is done interactively by going on High Native and finding yourself a teacher who's an actual teacher?
Mhm.
That could also work, right? It just
Yeah.
depends on how you approach the situation.
Right. If you find a teacher, and they tend to push you harder than the people you're chatting with, they'll push you beyond or up
Yeah.
to your limits, which is really good. Um, Somebody said
Yeah.
Anming is a CIA agent. Funny thing, I really did have a goal to go into the U.S. government to do stuff with China, and yeah, I wanted to be a diplomat, but here I am as a YouTuber now. Isn't life weird?
Yeah.
YouTube life is way more fun, at least as long as things are going well, right?
Pretty much. No comment.
As long as, yeah, there was a point though I did quit for 3 months. I was in a rut, and this was a while ago. And then I kid you not, Peter, I kid you not, I quit for 3 months. I was done. I'm like, I gotta not think about this because I'm gonna hate doing this if I push myself too hard. So just go to the gym, hang out. That was the worst month I ever had. May 2021. And then I got back into it, and I started doing the street interviews or interviews of people, and it gave me new hope for the channel. By December of that year, so 6 months later, 7 months later, I had the most successful month I've ever had on YouTube. And I was like that close from it.
That's nice.
Yeah, it
That's
was
great.
crazy. It was crazy. I had a video with like 45 long form with 45 million views, and I would have missed it if I had quit.
That's amazing. Nice.
I was like
Gives
this
me
close.
hopes.
There's always hope, right?
Yeah.
If I had quit at that point, I never would have had that breakthrough, and that pretty much changed my life because after that point, I was like, I can do this as a job. I can go full time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. That's great to hear. And 45 million is massive.
That was insane. That was Christmas too. It was like a Christmas present from God. It's
Absolutely.
surreal. Somebody asked, "Is Japanese easier than Chinese?" You'll find certain languages, they seem easy at first, and they get progressively harder as you get deeper into them. Japanese is one of those. It's deceptively easy in the beginning and just gets harder and harder, especially into intermediate and advanced. Chinese seems impossible in the beginning. Same with Cantonese, Mandarin, and Cantonese. And they just get easier and easier. So in the end, Japanese is actually harder. But most of you probably won't get up to intermediate and advanced Japanese where you can start to see how hard it actually is. Most people quit long before that. That's why all these apps and all these courses, they have more beginner material than anything else. When you get into intermediate and advanced, it's hard to even find material. Yeah. So the italki app, somebody brought that up again. I'm totally for that. I actually met my husband on Hello Talk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He was my Hello Talk language exchange partner.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Love
Yeah.
it.
To be honest, at that point when I was on Hello Talk, the first 2 years I was in language school and I was really trying to get speaking practice. A few years later, I got on it again, and I was literally just looking for people to date a few years later, and that's how I met him. So it's not like we were studying together. I think from the first time we met, it was a date.
Fair enough.
There
That's
was
lovely.
no facade there. He didn't even bring a book. We met at a restaurant bar. It's like, okay, this is exactly what we thought this was.
But you were fine with it.
Yeah, I was totally fine with that. And he was too. So another question for you. How do you feel about, and we don't have to name any names, all these language courses other YouTubers are selling? I know it's tempting. It's big money. Both you and I, we don't make our own courses and sell it. I'm talking about the ones they made from scratch. How do you feel about that?
I wouldn't know any.
Oh, there's a ton. Okay, there's ones that are now using AI to try to talk to people. Okay, I said I wouldn't say any names, but there's people selling stuff like Ollie Richards sells books. Steve Kaufman sells his Ling Q. Xiao Ma sells something AI, I think. Ikina, I think I said his name wrong. He made an app called Fluent. They're all selling. Well, most people are selling something.
Interesting.
I
What do
never
I think
felt.
about them? Well, I don't know.
You
As
haven't
long
used
as
it. Would you ever want to make your own course from zero? Because that's something I would never want to do.
if I ever made a course, it wouldn't be about learning languages, but about how to learn languages,
Okay, some
right?
people have
Because I'm
those.
not a teacher,
Mhm.
so I can't teach. It will be either about technicalities as to how to learn a language, or it would be about how to improve your language skills without focusing on a language. So I don't know, practice. I don't know, my a course about my top 10 methods, and then I just sell it for like $2 or something, if that makes sense,
Okay. I think
right?
that's where Ikina started off. He had a course, a book like that on just general language coaching advice, and then he switched to doing an app, and that's where he put all his money and focus on. LingQ is pretty useful for me. I use it to import YouTube videos and then read along with the transcript and make vocabulary. Well, that's good. I'm glad that people have had good experiences. Honestly, I don't feel the need to reinvent the wheel. As a individual, I'm not a company. I don't have a team. Some of these YouTubers had hired other people, but I feel like the big companies like Pimsleur or Japanese Pod 101 that I've used, they do it better. They literally have hundreds of employees. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather. I'm not going to be able to make as good of a course as 100 people. It's just I don't
Makes
even have the
sense.
time for that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you make a course, it would have to be something that you know is gonna pay off, or something that you're gonna really enjoy, because it's like a lot of work to make it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, of
So I
course.
don't know. As long as you act in good faith
Mhm.
and you either enjoy it, or it's gonna make you a lot of money, and again, you make it in good faith without
Mhm.
trying to like just sell some bullshit. I think that's fine.
That's a difficult one because I understand we're all YouTubers. We're kind of entrepreneurs. We're our own bosses and we need to pay the bills and we quit our jobs to do this. I literally quit my job to do this. But at the same time, there is a lot of temptation to sell, 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 sell. And one of the reasons I don't work with a lot of other language YouTubers, but I would work with you, I would work with Walter, I have done videos with them, is you guys aren't pushing something in every single video. Your whole video isn't a platform to market something. Like every video seems to be uh, an advertisement for the product. And that was hard for me to work with because yeah, I think it should be more about the languages than about selling the stuff. And if every video has to talk about something they're selling or be a pitch, I just couldn't have that on my channel.
Makes
So
sense. I mean,
I just wanted to talk to people that aren't selling anything, basically.
fair enough. So you wouldn't want to talk to Xiaoming?
Nope, nope. Not on the channel. Personally, sure. And I have talked to some of these YouTubers offline, but online it's like now you're kind of selling your stuff to my audience and I don't want people selling stuff to my audience on my channel, you know? So that's
Interesting, because even if they don't do any promotion, just because at some point they were selling something.
I think their motivation for working with me in the first place would be to promote to my audience. I've had some not so
Oh,
great experiences with people just they just look at me. Other YouTubers, smaller YouTubers, one in particular I'm thinking of, he just sell a much smaller YouTuber, but he wanted me to sell this course and I said no, and then he never talked to me again. And that was it. It's like, well, I guess that's why you even talked to me in the first place, but it was just a business deal. Okay, I thought
I
it was
mean, I
making
don't know.
friends.
Like I would just avoid this whole situation by literally telling that person, I'll be happy to do a live stream with you or collaboration or whatever,
Mm.
as long as you adhere to my requirements, and that's it. Because like
Yeah.
not doing a collab with someone who's as massive as Xiaoming, just not to do it because of potential, let's call it spam, is like, I mean, I guess it's up to you to just make like set up like the barriers, and then the rest will be done on its own. Because
Mm.
I don't think that the biggest YouTubers like usually either act in bad faith or have, I don't know, like bad plans, so to speak,
Mhm.
because like otherwise they would be like, I don't know, probably get a huge backlash, you know.
Mm. I
I
don't
don't know,
know
like
that.
if I right now try to like completely flame you because you're not trying to sell my course or whatever, right? I'm pretty sure your entire audience would be like private DMing me, and I would have a hell of a time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like, I don't know. Um, at least with really big YouTubers, I
Mhm.
would at least consider it.
You guys can do a collab, or you could collab with, well, just about anybody you want. One thing that does make it difficult is I like to do videos in general. I don't do a lot of live streams, so if the
Mm-hmm.
person's on the other side of the world, it's just kind of, it doesn't work well. But beyond that, it's been 4.5 years now, and I kind of been on my own the whole time, and this is how I'm used to. And I don't know that you even have to do videos with anyone
Oh
to
yeah,
make a
yeah,
successful
absolutely.
channel.
I
But
mean,
just for the sake of making friends, I think that it's good to talk to other people in the community. We are kind of connected. We're not direct competitors, but there is a competitive element too, and we're all selling different things. I'm not selling my own stuff, but I do try to protect my audience. I
yeah,
want
I
to.
guess. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Like, I would always try to work together with my, let's say, competitors, even though I don't consider YouTubers being competitors,
Mm,
because it's not like just because you get a view, I cannot get that view,
no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't
right?
work like that at all. There's a
So
pool.
if I
Actually,
can do in real life collaborations, I
mhm.
would always do them, unless I personally don't like the person. Then that's different.
Somebody said, please give me advice for learning the language. In 1 second. In 1 second. It's funny though. I just want to say, ending that last conversation, that um, actually, where YouTube says who else watches your channel, it's funny. I never see you guys. I never see the other language YouTubers, especially not in the last few years since I did more interviews. The people that watch my channel watch Takashi from Japan more than anyone else. So
Mm-hmm.
that's actually, and I've been on his channel before.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I haven't seen any of the language YouTubers pop up there in a long time. So it's a little more complicated. Um, we're all kind of
Yeah.
in our own segments. Please give me advice on language learning, on learning the language. Which language? I think people make the biggest mistake they make is they say, I'm studying a lot, or I study something. It's just kind of like saying, I go to the gym. But if you're not tracking your hours, like what's a lot to you and what's actually a lot is probably very different. So in the last year, I've been putting all my hours of study into an app, and it's really held me accountable. So I like know exactly how much I did each month. And my goal is 100 hours a month. So that's 3 to 4 hours a day. It's my goal. I didn't say I did it.
Damn. I mean, you gotta have goals. But I don't know. Advice on learning a language: visit a
More
course.
time. Is time not the most important thing?
Yeah, but visiting a course is my number one go-to. Like,
Okay. Somebody said, I watch you and Xiaoma. That's good. There's some overlap there. And I was hoping he was on here. No, no, we got Lingualizer today, but Xiaoma,
sorry.
we follow, I follow Xiaoma on Instagram and he follows me. But other than that, we haven't had any contact. I am in Japan. It is quite far. Are you fluent in Korean? Finally, I could say yes. I can finally say yes to that. It's been 2 years now, and I barely had any opportunity to make Korean videos. That makes me sad, but because I just don't meet a lot of Korean people in daily life. But maybe Ome TV will change that. But about the person who asked teach me language learning methods. Number one, do track your hours, because if you're only doing a couple minutes a day, this is going to be an impossible task. It's like, teach me
Yeah,
how to work out at the gym. Step one, go to the gym. Step
literally.
two, go to the gym the next day. Step
Step
3, don't
3:
give
don't leave after 5 minutes.
yeah, don't give up after 3 months, because 90% of people that go to the gym give up after 3 months, and I think it's the same way with language learning.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's like a muscle. You gotta keep on practicing it. Like even if it's your mother tongue, if you just stop speaking it for 30
Mhm.
years, eventually you're probably gonna forget it.
What is the best place to start learning Mandarin? The best place to start. I always tell people to start with Pimsleur, the audio lessons, because that's where I started, just so you can get the hello, what time is it? How are you? I want something to eat out of the way. But
Um, I mean, I don't really have any resources except for one which I used because they once like um I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it on here. Like I had like a cooperation with
Mhm,
a business, but
mhm,
the business consisted of two guys who went to China 20 years ago and then created like a course.
mm,
And they gave it to me like for 1 year to try it out. So it's like a lot of money, but like I'm not gonna say it on here. I don't really have any sources except
mm.
for one paid course.
Okay.
But in any case, go take a course. I would say,
Mm,
um, or I don't know, like try to find some material that can help you, because I think learning Mandarin is like one of those languages that you need to invest a lot of not only time but also money to learning it
oh,
because
yeah.
unless you don't have any unless you have some kind of what do you call it um familiarities with Asian languages and know how they are structured, you're gonna have a hard time if you don't like actually
Mm,
go all in.
that's absolutely true. Somebody just said, "How about watching TV?" You're gonna find it pretty hard. No, not hard. You're gonna find it impossible to just turn on the TV in Chinese or Japanese or Korean and with nothing, and I'm gonna learn that way. You gotta have a foundation. You're gonna have to be learning on your own outside of that. Just watching TV, it's gonna go way over your head. I'm finally at the point now where I can watch some easier TV in Korean and understand it. And I'm 2 years into this.
I think it
So,
helps, but that's all.
mhm.
Like it helps if you have a foundation, right? Like a
Yeah.
core basic
Yeah.
starting point.
Yeah.
But it's really just improve your language skills, not to create them.
Mhm. Exactly. I'm at the point now where I'm watching Asian Boss, their interviews. That's another channel a lot of my viewers watch. You guys might think it's other language YouTubers, but actually, since I did so many interviews, my viewers watch a lot of that. I've been watching their videos in Korean and finally able to understand at least 50-60% of it, even when they're talking about politics. That's not going to work if you're a bare beginner. So you're going to
Yeah,
need a lot to work up to that level. Same with watching anime to learn Japanese. That's not step one. That's more like step 5 or 6 after you've been studying for a while.
very much.
Yep.
I agree here.
And I have a all right, this is a little bit on a different topic, but I get this comment so much I have to ask you what you think. um, do you ever get people saying something like this? Who cares if you speak multiple languages? Uh, Asian people speak English, so what makes you special? I must have gotten 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 comments by now on my channel similar to that.
I don't understand. Asians speak also English. So what do
Yeah.
you care?
So, yeah, so what makes you special?
Because I
Uh
speak English, or
Specifically on my channel, if I'm talking to Chinese, Japanese, Korean people, people from Hong Kong, hey, Asian people speak English, so what's this stupid
oh,
video about?
um, my opinion, haters gonna hate. Like literally, like I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
is it, or are those comments against language learning, or
No, they're directed specifically at me and my video. Hey, who cares if you speak Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Cantonese? Asian people speak English. So shut up, your video is dumb, I guess. I guess that's the major sentiment behind it.
Yeah. I'm sorry for these people
Okay.
for dropping that kind of comment. I don't know. I've
Somebody
had
said
hate comments as well, but I by now mostly ignore them.
I've had okay, so another YouTuber, actually a YouTuber I really respect, who I also want to get on a live stream one time. He put it in much more eloquent words. He said, all right, let's see if I can find it. These kind of videos presuppose that the native speakers they are talking to and using as YouTube content, who are at very least bilingual, do not have language skills anywhere as impressive as the person we are watching, the YouTuber. Agree or disagree?
That the person that you are talking to doesn't have nearly as many skills as you do,
Right.
or the other way around.
The first thing you said.
The first thing.
That it's making the YouTubers seem like they're so much smarter than everyone around them when these other people also speak multiple languages. I did not get the feeling, that kind of feeling making these videos, but I've had so many comments that were along those lines that I get the feeling other people did.
No, honestly, like people are gonna assume anything they want. Like I also literally to some people come across as someone who wants to, I don't know, destroy the US because of their bad education system, teaching not teaching anyone more than things within the US, right?
Right.
While I'm just trying to raise awareness.
That's so tame. I went through the crazy comment section today, the hidden comments, and it was a shit show. It was like, wow, I don't even need to go into this other dimension again. I used to go in to see if any got blocked by accident that shouldn't have been blocked. It's like, no, all those were ridiculous. And what I just read is not an example. I'm talking about, man, like I can't, this is like a black hole.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody's racist.
Yeah, literally. I don't know. Like people will try to interpret anything from watching these videos and then just leave hate comments. But no, I don't agree. Like just because no, you're doing great.
I appreciate that. Somebody got Pimsleur 2 weeks ago and they love it. I'm so glad. If anyone's interested in Pimsleur, it is in the video description of all of my videos if you want to check it out. I love their program. I'm using it now for Cantonese, but I ran out already. They only had a few one level for more of the obscure languages. Also, going back to the last topic, Peter, I also had quite a few. I'm not really on Twitter, but I saw every once in a while somebody would put this category of YouTube videos needs to be abolished. the language reaction videos, because white people are doing it, so it's bad. Stop doing that.
Wait, one more time. What? I'm so confused.
That's because it doesn't make any sense. Especially for a person such as myself who lives in an Asian countries talking to Asian people, shocking Chinese, Japanese, Korean people it should be abolished because it's bad.
And my opinion on that. Go to hell, all the people that say that. What do you mean?
Maybe
you're not causing any harm. It's not like you're doing something. I've seen
it. You're using your whiteness to make videos.
I mean, yeah. I guess if it works, if it's entertaining, and if it makes people appreciate, like I would say literally that these people that you interview, prank, whatever you do in your videos, make them appreciate you because of your effort to learn their language, even though it's and for many people an impossible to accomplish task because those languages are so difficult. So it's literally you're enriching their culture by trying to contribute from a perspective that is almost impossible to learn the language. And then some other people that probably have zero affiliation with them try to stand up for them, even though they themselves don't feel like they need to stand up for them. So it's like,
Let's ban every video someone might not like. I mean, that's a
Yeah, I
simple
think so
thing.
too. Yeah.
If you don't like it, if you're not into that content, nobody's forcing your eyes open. But more to the point, I'm really glad to see, and somebody mentioned him in the chat, Kadzu Languages, who I've been trying to get a hold of, trying to talk to him. He is a Japanese YouTuber living here who does the same videos as us. So he will use Spanish and talk to people online and shock them because he's a Japanese guy who speaks Spanish. So it kind of works both ways. No, it does completely
Literally.
work both ways.
I don't know.
It's the idea. Oh yeah, he mentioned him. Kadzu Languages. Yeah, somebody help me get a hold of him. I've been trying to get a hold of him for 6 months, but I'm just so happy to see a YouTuber in Japan who's Japanese doing the same videos as us and getting the same reaction. So he actually shocks a lot of European people. And that would be shocking. Have you met a Japanese guy that speaks fluent Spanish, fluent Portuguese, fluent German? It's pretty
No, but I
impressive.
did meet a Vietnamese guy who speaks fluent Bulgarian.
Wow. How did
Because
you feel when you met that guy?
I was surprised, but when he told me, well, my parents are Vietnamese, but they immigrated to Bulgaria and I was born and raised there, that made quite a lot of sense. But it must be crazy for him to walk around Bulgaria and then just fluently drop the most difficult to pronounce Bulgarian things and surprise everybody. So he could have a great YouTube channel based on that as well.
Totally.
But
It would work for anyone. It's basically just you don't look like you would know that language, and it's surprising that you know it, and it doesn't matter what race you are.
yeah, I mean Ryan Hale does the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's another channel. He did the Ome TV thing.
Yeah.
Kevin said, "So lame about that." I assume the comments. It's gonna happen. I watched another YouTuber from Africa, and he shows reactions too, but he helps to educate Chinese people on their stereotypes of Africans. Yeah, there's actually, I saw some videos that came out of other countries, but sometimes they're not made for an English audience. So people watching my videos, your videos, they never see what else is on the other side of YouTube. There's actually a lot of people in different countries doing these videos. Indonesia, I've seen people in Mexico doing this, but they're not going to be served to an English audience. Hey, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. That's 2. And if anyone's interested, I'm going to put in the chat here, you can become a member of my channel. If you want to give some memberships, we got 38 people now, so there's a lot of room for new people, and you'll get priority in the comments section. I get 2,000 comments a day. I'm not going to go into the abyss that is the hidden comments section anymore. That was a hellhole.
Become a member, guys! Now!
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you've ever been into the hidden comments section, but don't even go in there.
I
That's just
have.
dark. You have.
It's a nice place to go around if you have nothing to lose.
It wasn't actually, most of them weren't directed at me. It was 95% just shouting into the abyss. Every country on earth is racist. Japan's racist. America's racist. China's racist. Just every other word was racist and something F this place, that place. So I didn't take it personally, but it was like, you're staring into the soul of humanity itself. It's like, this is what people are really like, huh? It was bad.
It's a pretty nice experience, I guess.
Gosh. So Michelle said, I do love your channel and I think you're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. For every negative comment, there's about 99 positive comments or more. So that's what keeps us going.
Literally.
At the end of it all. Yeah, absolutely. Any tips on learning multiple languages? So maybe Peter did this, but I think a lot of people are doing this. They call it language stacking, where you learn another language through a foreign language. So I'm learning Korean right now through Japanese. I'm learning Mandarin right now. I'm learning Cantonese. They're teaching me in Mandarin. Language stacking is a great way to reinforce the other languages while you're learning a new one. Have you ever done that?
I have not.
You haven't?
That would be like, from my perspective, a really hard. I mean, not really, like, unless I'm fluent in a language, it will be really hard for me because I'll be like, I'm trying to pay attention to what that person is saying because I'm not fluent in that language to then understand what they're teaching. So like I first try to understand what they're saying and then what they're teaching.
Right.
So if
The
it
trick
works,
mm,
amazing. But I don't think I could do it.
the trick is you already have to have a good grasp on that first foreign language.
No. I
So
agree. But my
mm,
point is, I don't think a good grasp would be enough. I think you have to have an amazing grasp, because if you
okay.
have to constantly think, like, unless you understand 90 to 95% of what's being said, if you have to think after every
Mm,
phrase, or every, let's say, 2 to 3 phrases about one word,
mm,
um, then you won't be able to follow the teaching procedure itself, right? Because you'll be
yeah.
like, wait, what did she say about that? Oh, okay, and now let's think about again what she's teaching,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it'd have to be one of your 5 really strong languages. Don't take a
Yeah.
class where they're teaching you, another language through Russian. That probably won't work. That'd
Yeah,
be too
pretty
hard.
much.
We got a super chat. Anming, you motivated me to learn Chinese again, but I will learn that after I master Spanish first. I'm learning through an app called Language Transfer. I recommend to everyone. Haven't heard of that one, but I'm so
Nice.
glad that you're learning Chinese. That's awesome. Spanish is gonna be a lot easier on you than Chinese, especially a written part. Kevin said, "Love your channel. Keep up the great content. Ignore all the negative comments. It's always great to connect to people with their language." Hey, if I don't see negative comments, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like, what happened? Like, my videos aren't reaching a lot of people. If you don't have negative comments, there's something going bad there. When you have negative comments, you know you're doing something right. That means your videos are getting pushed to a very big audience.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, any kind of exposure is exposure.
Yeah, and I've read 4.5 years of comments now, and I've seen the patterns. At first I was pretty sensitive about it. I'm like, what? I've never been talked to like this in my entire life. But now I see, if I have a female on there, I'm interviewing a female, somebody will say you look like a man to whoever, whatever female I have on there. It's just you see these patterns, like people say the same dumb shit. Even if it's a really, really pretty girl I'm interviewing, they gotta say something. This female, okay, you look like a man. Have someone else on there. There's these standard insults that you're going to get no matter what. But one thing I did do is, if I have anyone I'm interviewing, I will purposely go through extra careful in the comment section, because I know they're watching, and some people
Yeah.
took the time out of their day, like Peter, to talk to me for really not a whole lot of benefit to themselves, especially people that aren't YouTubers. At least I can say, hey, go over to Lingualizer's channel, go support him, watch his videos. But if they're not, and I do mean that, so go over and support him, everybody who's watching now. But a lot of people that I interviewed, they don't even have YouTube channels, and they're not used to those kind of comments. So I'm like, I'd rather offend people on the internet I don't know by deleting their kind of sketchy comment than upset the person who I was interviewing that took the time out of their day to talk to me, and they're
Yeah,
not even
makes
a
sense.
YouTuber. Yeah, so that's what I was doing in the gym today between sets, and just going, she's not gonna like that. She's not gonna like that. Let me just delete that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
makes sense.
Mm,
A lot of people cannot handle hate comments, which is okay. Like,
yeah.
people
What's
act
the
differently.
what's the complaint about Peter? Nothing. Nobody's complained about Peter.
Yet.
We'll see the comment section after this. Somebody asked, can language stacking work for any language, or should the language be similar? It's better if it's similar. Much better if it's similar. I'll give you an example. I'm learning Cantonese right now, and we have a Japanese language book. Our textbook is in Japanese, but I would much prefer if it were in Mandarin, because Mandarin and Cantonese are much closer. When the teacher teaches me, they started to speak to me in Japanese, and I said, please, if you don't mind, you're a Mandarin speaker. Can you teach me a Mandarin? Because it's just easier for my brain to go from Mandarin to Cantonese rather than Japanese to Cantonese. So yeah, it's best if they're similar languages. But if you're in Spain right now and you want to learn another language that's totally new, the teacher's going to teach you in Spanish.
I
So
have a question here. You're by now fluent in Mandarin and Japanese, right?
yeah, I have 12 years of Mandarin
Yeah.
and 9 years of Japanese. So those are my two strongest. And now they're pretty darn even.
What is for you the definition of language stacking? I just want to go, before I ask my question,
Mm.
make sure I got that clear.
Okay, a book like this. This is called Dekiru Kankokugo. This is a learn Korean textbook, and it's written 100% in Japanese. So all the new words, they have a Japanese translation. That's language stacking. And
Okay.
I have learned some new Japanese words in here, even though I'm studying Korean. But I have enough grasp on Japanese that 90% of the translations in here are not a problem. And then
Okay.
when I go to the Korean school, right, with this book and with my other book, they're going to explain grammar to me in Japanese sometimes. So
Okay.
that's language
Would it be
stacking.
a significant difference for you to learn Korean instead of in Japanese?
Mm. Like if I
In
were
in
in
English?
America, if I
No,
were
no,
in
no, not in
America,
America, just in English, wherever.
uh, then it wouldn't be language stacking, and
That's
I
my
wouldn't.
question. That's my question.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, because the original question was like,
Mm.
um, do you see it's pointless, or do you see it making sense learning multiple languages at once?
It
And you
totally
said
makes sense. There's only so many hours in a day. I'm killing two birds with one stone
no, no, no.
because when
Okay,
I'm
let
mm,
me rephrase the question because you my point is a different one.
oh,
How is because I'm just not understanding it. How is language stacking a multiple language learning method if one
mm,
of the languages you're already fluent in anyway, so it wouldn't make a
mhm,
difference whether it's in English learning or
mm.
in Japanese because you're
I to
fluent in both.
I totally understand. One of it is the maintenance issue. So I might be very good at Japanese, but if I'm not using it daily, I'm going to get rusty. So that's reinforcing my Japanese while I'm learning Korean. And the second thing is, especially with a book like this, I do not know every single word in the Japanese dictionary. So I did learn new words in Japanese while I was studying this Korean book.
So
But the
it's more
main thing
about
is repetition and reinforcement and practice in Japanese, um,
so
because I
in this
only have
case for the Japanese itself,
mm,
um you're studying in Japanese or in Korean now?
in the beginning they used a lot more Japanese with me because my Korean level was low. Now
Okay.
it's we've mostly gotten rid of Japanese,
Okay.
but
So it's more
practice
about
reinforcement.
um shaping your Japanese skills rather than you're actually learning Japanese.
Right, it's getting a couple 10, 15, 20 minutes of practice in a day, use of the language, which you kind of have to have it active. I can't go 2 weeks or without using Mandarin and expect to keep my level, even though it's already high. I need a little reinforcement.
Yeah. No, I was
So
assuming that you would speak
mm,
Japanese and Mandarin on an almost daily basis anyway.
I don't always have yeah,
That's why
Japanese
I was so
because of
confused.
my
How is language
ah
stacking a multiple language learning method if one of the two
mm,
languages you're basically fluent in anyway, and it would make a difference
mhm.
if you do it in Spanish, in English, or in Japanese?
It's
Therefore,
just
my
keeping
question, I
that
was just confused.
it's just keeping my level. I'm not trying to improve my Mandarin at this point, for example,
That was my
but
question. Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
trying
Now
to
I got it.
maintain the level. I don't there's only so many hours a day. I can't take an hour out to study Mandarin every day, especially cuz I'm already it's probably my strongest language, though Japanese is close now. It's just getting a little bit of time in. Somebody asked
Somebody said, Johnny He said, language stacking works 100%. It's not even doubt here. I'm not asking if language
mm,
stacking works. My question
mm,
was related to how, from my perspective, I didn't quite understand it. How is it
right.
a multiple language learning method if you're not learning Japanese, in this case,
Mm,
she does, per se, but you're
yeah.
just maintaining your skills? Because
Yeah.
me,
Maintaining.
maintaining my Spanish skills is not learning Spanish.
Right.
I
Right.
don't consider it learning Spanish unless I
Mhm.
actually went to a language school and tried to improve my Spanish from C1 to C2 actively, right? That's what I then
Mm.
rather consider
Mm.
learning a language. But if I use Spanish to learn a different language, um, like I would have to be fluent in Spanish, otherwise it's not really working because
Mm.
I won't be able to learn the new language in the first place because I'll be so confused with
Mm.
Spanish already. So for me personally, it seems counterproductive unless you're actually
Mm.
fluent in the language. And if you're fluent in the language, it doesn't seem like you're learning the language in the first place because you already know it. But again, If it works for people, fantastic.
One thing that's an issue that you probably don't have as much because you learned these languages at a very young age when your brain was still developing.
Yeah.
For people that learned it a little bit older, like me, I basically learned everything after the age of 20. Everything I know, I learned after the age of 20. It will
That's
get
amazing.
rusty. I don't know about that, but I have a lot of time on my hands nowadays. It does get rusty, so I need to get that reinforcement. And if I'm not speaking to a lot of Mandarin speakers, having my teacher, my Cantonese teacher, throw some Mandarin into our class when she's explaining stuff gets me that 30 minutes, 40 minutes a day that I really need just to keep my level. Because it's not as deeply ingrained in my brain because I learned it after 20. That's why I believe. How many hours should you study a language? Depends on the language and depends on how fast you want to get good. And if you're a
depends on how
beginner,
fast you learn.
yeah, if you're a beginner, you need less. Intermediate, you need more. If you want to go up to advanced, you need even more yet. You like do it in stages because as a beginner, you don't have that memory to maintain those thousands of words that I know in Mandarin that I don't want to forget. That's a lot of maintenance. If you only know 3 words, it's pretty easy to maintain 3 words. So as a beginner, I recommend to my students 30 minutes a day, 5 new words a day. And that's for Japanese, Chinese, the harder languages. Maybe you could get away with even less with a language that's more similar to your native language, Spanish or Italian, whatever's similar to your language. Intermediate, you go up to an hour, hour and a half. You want to get advanced, we're talking like really advanced. For Chinese, Japanese, Korean, you're going to do 3 hours a day for a while. And a lot of people don't have that time or don't want to make that time. Somebody said Japan is pretty easy, LOL. I hope that's an LOL because it takes 88 weeks at 3 to 4 hours a day. 88 weeks. Spanish will take 24 weeks. That's from the CIA fact book. They ranked all the languages. It's pretty intense. But the good thing is, if you know one, like I know Chinese, Japanese was easier. It's like buy one, get one, 25% off. I know Japanese, Korean was easier. 25% of the work was already done. Going from Mandarin to Cantonese, I'd say 50% of the work is already done. I'm just learning that faster than I've ever learned anything before. There's so much overlap. And Peter would probably find that if he took on yet another European language, you probably learn it in record speed.
Without any doubt. Unless it's Hungarian, because it doesn't have any affiliation with any other language worldwide.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that. Somebody asked me, it came up on the screen, what I want to learn next. Maybe next year, or maybe a year and a half from now, I will take on Vietnamese because I'm very interested in Vietnamese. It's another Chinese character-based language. How about Peter? You gonna take on any more?
Is it Chinese character-based? They use the Latin alphabet.
When the French colonized Vietnam, they got rid of the Chinese characters and they used the ABCs. But in pre-colonial times, it was Chinese characters. It was all characters. So their pronunciation has a lot of similarities with Chinese. And speaking of China, our friend from Hong Kong, Jerome, said, which language do you think is the hardest to learn? Depends on who you are. Japanese, for an English speaker, not my opinion, objectively, the CIA fact book ranked Japanese as the hardest.
Actually. Oh, wow. I would have thought it's Arabic or Hindi. Interesting.
It's because of the characters, and it's especially because of what they call in Japanese yomikata, the readings of the Chinese characters. They're all right. Here's my book. This can be read kuni. It can be read koku. Each character has multiple readings, and that makes it super, super hard because you got to know it by context. Versus Chinese, where this is Hangguo, this is Guo. It's always Guo. It's never going to be read anything but Guo. And that makes Chinese a little easier than Japanese. And there's also hierarchies in the language. So when you talk to your boss, you conjugate the verb this way. When you talk to your spouse, you conjugate the verbs this way. When you talk to a child, you conjugate the verbs this way. It's so many levels of complexity.
Wow.
Yeah. What?
Well, Japanese wins, I guess.
Somebody said learning Vietnamese now. Yeah, actually, they ranked Vietnamese just a little easier than Arabic and easier than Korean because they have an ABC alphabet. But they do have tones. Have you ever studied a tonal language, Peter?
You mean like Chinese?
Yeah, where they actually have a set tones for each word. So if I say the word Shanghai, that's the city Shanghai. If I say Shanghai, 别伤害我, that means to hurt someone. Shanghai, to hurt, and Shanghai is the city name.
Yeah, I tried learning Mandarin once for 10 days straight. I failed miserably. I can say tapata,
Ta
like
ta ta.
yeah. What was it? He likes him.
Ta ta ta. Those are all same pronunciation, same tone, except the
Yeah,
character is
those were
different.
easy at the beginning.
It for she, it for he, it
Yeah,
for an animal, like an it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Literally, like the first thing that I learned was ni hao and ni hao ma
Mm.
and xie xie ni, and that xie xie ni is the respectful form of xie xie,
Hmm.
and literally ta pa ta. That was the first thing that I learned. Like, I was like, hey, cool, love it, easy. And then the second day, I just gave up. Basically, it is super hard. It
The
is super
second
hard.
day of the 10-day challenge, you gave up.
Pretty
That's
hard. No,
that's
I didn't.
brutal.
I didn't. But like, my motivation dropped
I bet.
drastically because I don't really have any affiliation with China. If I try to learn an Asian language
Mhm.
with non-Latin characters,
Mhm.
it will probably be Japanese.
Okay.
Because
It's gonna
I'm just a big Japan fan. I love mangas, anime, sushi,
mm,
anything pretty much that is related to Japan. Sake.
mm. Well, then if you ever find yourself in Tokyo, come on and hang
I'll
out with
drop it.
me.
I'll slide
Please
into
do.
your DMs.
Oh gosh. Okay. By all means, I'll give
By
you a tour around. I'll give you a tour around Tokyo. Like I said before, Walter was thinking of coming over here and it didn't work out, but I'm always happy when other YouTubers come
yeah.
and I'll give you at least a day tour. I might not be able to be with you every day for a week or two while you're here, but I'll
Ah,
at least
no,
give you a
easy.
day tour.
I will definitely visit Japan in the next, I don't know, 6 to 18 months. That's for sure,
Oh.
and spend like probably an entire week in the Japanese manga store and anime store in Tokyo. I think it's
I
in
hope
Tokyo. No, was it
I hope
in? Is it in
they
Osaka?
they have manga stores all over. I hope you can find the
Yeah,
English section, but I think they do have an English section.
yeah. I think the world's biggest one is. I think it's in Tokyo. Not sure.
Mm,
So yeah, I'll definitely visit Japan at some point, and yeah, I'll let you know. No worries.
that's awesome. You got a new subscriber, and anyone who's watching, everyone having my channel, you got to go over and support them. Support my
Arigato.
friends. Support, yeah. Arigato. Todoku shite kudasai. That's please
Eh,
subscribe. Todoku channel todoku.
eh,
Please
eh,
go over and support him.
eh.
Give him a show him some
Karaoke.
love.
Or was it
Give him
Korean?
karaoke. That's Japanese. They
Is it
call it nore.
Japanese?
Yeah, they call it norebang. Norebang
Ah,
in
sushi.
Korean. Sushi. That's definitely Japanese.
Anime.
Mm.
Lol. Love it. Do
Somebody
you, do,
said,
you, do
"Look,
you watch animes?
I watch more than the average American does for sure, but it wasn't my motivation for learning Japanese by any means.
Do you have any favorite one?
I liked some of the anime movies like Kimi no Nawa, Your Name, Tenki no Ko, made by the same company, Weathering with You. I liked Taze. What is it called? I better know that it's one of my favorites. Kaze Tachinu, which is The Wind Blows Up or something. Ghibli, Stadio Ghibli.
I
I
have
watched
no idea what
quite.
any of these are.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I
I
don't
know
watch
the
anime TV
mainstream animes.
shows. Those are main. Those are like super
I'm talking
famous.
about like Digimon, Pokemon, One Piece, Ranma.
Okay, you're talking about the TV series. I don't
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
any
animes.
TV series. Anime is also movies. They also make movies.
But they are movies for me, not animes.
You know, all right. I'm gonna teach you a new word in Japanese. Anime means animation. Anything animated. So even SpongeBob SquarePants is technically an anime.
No, it makes things harder though to
It's just like
explain.
people say, I want to go to Japan and drink sake or sake, as they say. It's like sake means alcohol in Japan. So that's beer, that's wine, that's liquor, that's everything. And anime is
No,
everything.
you're shattering my world right now.
Yep. Yep.
Nah. Wait, so what people usually you refer to when they're not Japanese and they talk about sake, how
Mm.
would you have to call it so that people actually know that you mean the
Ah,
typical Japanese uh,
Nihonshu. Nihonshu is Japanese alcohol. It's the clear rice wine. Nihonshu.
Nihonshu?
Yep. Nihon is Japan. Shu is the kanji for sake or alcohol. Nihonshu. My moderator just
Oh.
had his mind blown. You didn't know that, Usha? No, but yeah, Nihonshu. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny has. That's how you write the kanji. Nihonshu. A U at the end of that
But
H.
do I need to add the Nihon if that only means Japan?
Yeah, because you want Japanese alcohol, which is their sake or sake. Nihonshu. Well, they'll give you the clear rice wine that everybody
Okay.
likes. Yeah.
Nihonshu.
If you
Arigato.
just if you just go up and say, I want sake, they'll be like, well, which kind? Do you want beer or wine? Do you want a cocktail? Do you want we
Man,
gaijin?
that is so frustrating. I was like, I like karaoke, manga, anime, sake. So like, well, we
Mm-hmm.
all love sake.
Mm,
God damn it, man, that's frustrating. God damn it.
mm.
But good to know. That's
Atsukan. Somebody recommended Atsukan in the winter. Yeah, that's the hot Nihonshu, hot sake. That's very good. A lot of older men drink that. It's kind of funny. Um, so I hope that that clears everything up for everyone.
so
The
far.
anime is all animation in general, but yeah, the anime movies, that's a thing too. They make movies.
No, no, absolutely. I saw like 3 different One Piece movies. Like,
Hmm.
but like, I'm not referring to movies when I say anime, right? Because in the
uh
Western world, an anime is clearly a TV show,
okay, I
right?
watch the animated movies. I don't watch the TV shows. Somebody
Interesting.
asked, how do we accelerate to speaking and stop translating in our brain? I think it's natural when you first learn a language, or if you're not getting enough for months and months, that you're going to naturally want to translate in your brain. There comes a time, and I think for Japanese, it's after about um, a couple hundred hours of studying, then you stop translating in your head and you look at this and you see neko. I don't even think cat. This is just, if my Japanese brain is turned on, I see neko, I think neko. That's
Damn.
it. But it must be the same with you. You don't translate everything in your brain from your mother tongue.
Not anymore. I mean, depends on the language. But yeah, if I know what a word means, I don't need to translate it anymore. Yeah,
Yeah, that
pretty
would
much.
slow you down quite a lot. So
Yeah.
you don't get to that point from day one. It's just a process of you turn your brain on, like I'm in Korean mode and I'm thinking in Korean and I'm speaking in Korean. So you people ask a lot, what language do you think in? Well, everyone I've ever asked that question to said the same thing as me. Depends on what I'm speaking right now. Right now I'm speaking English, my thoughts are English. If I even just switch to Japanese for a little while, everything I'm thinking will be in Japanese.
Yeah.
And
What people need to keep in mind is you can put pressure on yourself, but it should never be a time pressure. Like you should never try to keep in mind, okay, in 5 months I want to be there or
mhm,
whatever, right? Like you can try to accelerate the process by finding yourself the world's best teacher or finding the method that works best for you, but you should never do it with the mindset of saving time because you just don't
mm,
know how you're going to do along the process. So
mm,
there's no real shortcuts to anything. There's good ways to go about something, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be number one exactly like that for you, and number two that it's going to take 6 months instead of 3 years. You just don't know.
right. Steve said, "Hi, Miss Pearl, from your number one fan in Seattle." Thank you, Steve. You must be one of the number one fans because I believe you. You're here at the live stream. Like that's a very special group of people. I really appreciate everyone that's here right now because, like I was telling Peter, I'm trying to make more of a community. I don't feel like I have a strong community on my channel, but if you're here, you are definitely in the community. And Steve just sent a super chat, so he's like in the community within the community. So thank you very much for that. As far as like what you were just saying, the biggest mistake people make when they go into language learning is basically the same mistake they do with any goal. They have some lofty, abstract idea of what they want, or some crazy thing. I want to be perfect, fluent in Japanese. I want to sound like a native, and I'm just going to go from A to B, from here to there. And they have no steps in between. They create some lofty goal, and they don't know when to start. Like, when I feel like it, I'll do it. You have to have something concrete, like, I want to learn Japanese, and my goal, I'm going to hold myself accountable to 1 hour a day. Okay, 1 hour a day for the next, until I get to where I want to be. That's going to work. You have to have something concrete. Like, my goal right now is to finish this book. When I finish this book, then I can check that off. That's not abstract, it's concrete. How am I going to finish this book in a reasonable amount of time? I'm going to have to study it for an hour a day. And that's how I'm going to get fluent in Korean. Not just, people don't set achievable goals. It's like when they go to the gym, I want abs and I wanted them yesterday. So I'm not ready to wait. And I just want it right now. And I don't know how I'm going to get it, but you have to make something concrete. Like, okay, I better to go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. That's a
You
pretty high
basically
goal.
need SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. But
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think time bound makes sense when it comes to language learning. But
I
for the
think
rest,
it
you need
does.
SMART girls. Goals.
Smart goals. Greetings from Alabama. Love your channel. Thank you so much. And California's in the house too. Love your channel. I assume that if you're here, you are one of the like really, really hardcore people, because not a lot of people show up for these. So you guys are some of the very special viewers. As far as setting a concrete goal, that's so important. People, they know what they want, but they don't know what they want. They don't know
Pretty
how to
much.
do it. They
They
don't know
want to
how
save
to.
time when they don't understand that it's a marathon.
But I think you should still put yourself on a timeline, because if you're 6 years into Japanese and still a beginner, like someone said earlier, you're doing something wrong.
Okay, but
You
if you're
need
doing
to,
something wrong, you should be realizing after a few months to years, right? Like if you
right.
compare yourself with somebody else and you're like, okay, I only know 50% of what they know, I'm like, okay, maybe adapt your language technique. Right.
I don't think it's always bad to compare yourself to other learners, especially if they're also the speakers of your language, English native speakers like me, because maybe I'm just competitive, which is also true. That's one reason I do YouTube. I just like competition for the sake of competition and being out there and trying my best. But, you know, it motivates you to try harder. Like, if they could do it, I could do it too. Or the CIA fact book says at fastest you could learn this in 88 weeks. Well, I should be able to get a little closer to 88 weeks. I think you should put yourself on some sort of time strain. Dave said, I want to also be in the community within the community. You are definitely. I'm not used to getting a lot of super chats because I don't do live streams a lot. And the fact that you're even here and you gave a super chat, yeah, you're the community within the community. And I want to go to an izakaya with Anming and Tommy someday. That's not that hard. I've had fans over my house like multiple times in the last couple of months. People, if they're in my Discord, which is a private Discord. Sorry, I did put it behind a paywall. That's to keep out the weird people. And it does work.
Makes sense.
It does reduce the number of crazy people that get in there. And if I'm inviting people over to my house, it's not a bad idea. But yeah, I've had lots of fans over to my house. I made them dinner. We had yakiniku, like we got the grill out and we start grilling food and eating. So that's not impossible. Just reach out. Somebody else said, from Brazil, you really inspired me to learn Asian languages. Thank you. I'm so glad that people from all over the world are watching. How about you, Peter? Do you have a lot of Americans that watch? Because that's the biggest group of my viewers by far.
I do have plenty of US Americans. Yeah, definitely. Because, like, they, I don't know, they're either a little bit masochistic, trying
Mm.
to watch videos where they themselves fail, or I don't know, they want to educate themselves, I guess.
I think we got 330 million people, so there's bound to be a lot of Americans just by sheer number. And a
Yeah,
lot of them use YouTube.
literally.
Marie said, I'm having so much fun with Japanese now. My trip to Japan was the kick I needed. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. And sometimes you do need to have like a reason to study the language, like something's coming up that you're going to be doing. Somebody else said, you CIA again. No, I'm not part of the CIA. Do a collab with Chris Lewis, collab with this person, collab with that person. He's in Asia from time to time. You know, I know these people just as much as you guys do. They're another person on the internet I've never met, but occasionally I do get people that reply to my messages like Peter. Some of them haven't. I have sent messages to people, maybe they don't use Instagram much. Kazu Languages was one. I really wanted to talk to him because he's here in Japan. So I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to talk. He might even be here in Tokyo, but we'll see. How about anything you want to say that you want to add, Peter? Because we're getting closer to the 90-minute mark. Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh, you put yourself on mute, by the way. I can't hear anything you're
No.
saying. I'm
Ah,
like, I didn't
damn
mute
it.
him. You muted yourself.
Oh yeah, because I sneezed, and so I had to mute
Oh,
him.
okay.
No, no, nothing really. It was a really lovely live stream. I really enjoyed being here and having this nice conversational discussion, live stream, getting to know your audience type of thing. And yeah, it was lovely. Can't wait to meet you in Japan. And until then, see you succeed on the
Yeah,
internet.
that would be awesome. I don't want to offend anybody, any of the other YouTubers, because I haven't reached out to them. A big reason, other than the smaller things we talked about today, is I don't do live streams. I don't do indoor videos. Everything is done in person. I have a hard time getting people to just watch me talk. So I generally just try to look for people that are in Japan. It's a little harder when they're on the other side of the world, but maybe I'll do more live streams and I can have a chance to have people on here, and that will change, and we'll all make lots of friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe one
that
day.
would be awesome. Yeah, make sure you press the like button, everybody in the chat. Give it a like. Make a video
Absolutely.
with Takashi, somebody said. I already have, but it wasn't popular because I just sat there and talked with him, and people don't necessarily have the patience to listen to me talk. Maybe I need to get better at talking. But I just want to thank everybody. Oh, especially this. Thank you. Now we just went from
Let's
38
go.
members. 38 members. Now we're up to 42 members. So if you want an Oriental Pro membership, get in there, grab one of those. I'm going to talk to the audience for a couple more minutes after this, but I just want to thank our guest speaker. Thank you so much, Peter. Keep in touch, and I appreciate you coming here.
Thank you
And
so
make sure
much for
you
having me.
go check out his channel because he's doing a lot of amazing stuff with languages too. So thank you,
Appreciate it.
Peter. We're going to
Arigato.
say bye
Shishini.
to our guest.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
See you
Thank
next
you.
time. Take care.
Bye-bye. And now it's just you and me, everybody. It's very late in Japan right now, but I am a night owl. I hope you enjoyed Peter here. I'm going to talk to you for another couple of minutes just because you're here, and I very rarely set all this up for live streams. Don't go just yet. We're still talking, and now you have a chance. I want to interact with you guys more, so I want to take this time to answer your questions. This is a rare opportunity where you can literally ask me anything. Ernie said, "Will you learn any European languages?" It's not in the plan right now. After this, I'm planning on learning. I guess I could take this off. After this, I'm planning on learning Vietnamese. So I would like to take up Spanish. Nathan, I'm sure in the chat, Ninja Monkey, my YouTube friend, he would love if I learned Spanish because he knows Spanish and he lives in Spain, Gibraltar actually. But I don't think I'm going to take on Spanish anytime soon. Maybe after Vietnamese. Will you teach me Vietnamese? I got to learn it first before I teach someone else. I know about 5 sentences. We want more Tommy videos. Me too. Tommy is in the house somewhere here. He's hiding. He's out for this one, but we could have him in another live stream because I would really like to do more live streams, and I'd also like to make more of a community and of course tell you guys about all the language tools I've been making. You can become a member here. I just put the link in the chat if you want to see what we've been making. Tommy has been making many Japanese language lessons, and you can view all of them if you become a channel member. And you can become a channel member by clicking on that link. Spanish is easy to learn. Spanish is substantially easier if you're a native English speaker than it's going to be for Japanese. But if I take on Vietnamese, I have an advantage because it's a kanji-based language, a Chinese character-based language. And I did go to Vietnam a few years ago, and I was shocked at how many words I could recognize because they came from Chinese characters, and they had a similar pronunciation as Chinese. And speaking of learning Chinese, Shaq, Ace of Shaq, who lives in Japan, he speaks Japanese. He's from the UK, and he is learning Chinese too. What's your most favorite part of each language you've learned, apart from speaking with natives? What's fun about it? I love characters. I'm a total Chinese character nerd. That's my favorite part. I just like writing, especially calligraphy. I want to learn to write really beautifully. I haven't taken a calligraphy class yet, but maybe this year. Ninja Monkey, maybe I will sit down and finally get to grips with it. What are you talking about, Ninja Monkey? By the way, if you don't know about Nathan's channel, he's been in several of my videos. He provides a lot of the B-roll that I put in. I wanted to increase the production quality of my videos. And if you didn't notice, there's a lot of really nice B-roll. Nathan took that. And he's going to be in Japan in 2 weeks. We're going to film some more. So he's helped me out a lot. And he helped me find that Nomad Push, the guy who is homeless here in Japan. I had been working on that homeless video for a year unsuccessfully. Same with the Toyoko Kids video. And then finally had a breakthrough thanks to Nathan. What's with the hate? Hey, if you're not getting hate on your channel and you don't have any hate comments, you're doing something wrong, because only the people with a lot of influence and the videos are getting pushed out by the algorithm, only those people get hate comments. So you're doing something right if you're getting hate comments. It means it's a symbol of success. Ninja Monkey said, yeah, I'm used to, of course. Very nice B-roll. He's got like a $5,000 or $10,000 camera. So that helps. I don't have that nice of a camera. Look at this janky webcam that I'm using right now. Are you using the light? He also advises me on equipment because I'm not so tech savvy. I'm not using that light right now. I'm using just the lights in the house and some other stuff because it is 1:40 a.m. here in Japan. It is 1:40 a.m. So I needed all the light I could possibly get. So happy this time that this is actually going okay. Usually it's a disaster. I'm not used to doing live. How's your mother progressing with her Japanese? Dude, she already quit. David, she quit so long ago. She quit. I'm so sad. We got a question. 吃宵夜了吗? Did I have like a midnight snack? I'm not gonna have a midnight snack because beach season is coming up. I recently became a member of the gym and I've been working out for the last 2 months, and I'm not gonna spoil my workout. I went to the gym today. Could you do a video with Kimono Mom? Could I do a video with anybody? People don't socialize so much in the Japan YouTube community. I can't call it a community. It's just a bunch of cliques and then some lone wolves like me. And that's basically it. So I don't know anybody. Well, I know a few people. I can't say that anymore. Sorry. Can never say that again. I can't say I don't know any YouTubers anymore because a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I actually hung out with PewDiePie by some freak coincidence, strange series of events. I did hang out with PewDiePie, and I said, if I hung out with PewDiePie, he was at the same event party as me at my friend's house, and we went to the festival. His wife was there too, Maurizia. She actually had seen my channel, and that shocked the heck out of me. But if I met them, I can no longer say I don't know any YouTubers. You never say that ever again. Never, yeah, collab with him. We are not on the same level. I should not even be in that social circle ever. Yeah, that was a fluke. That was pretty crazy. But now I can never say I don't know any YouTubers. Michael mentioned, is Pimsleur the best way you learn Japanese? I've been studying for 3 years and do better reading than understanding someone. You're probably better at reading, Michael, because you practice reading more than anything else. Just reading is not going to make you automatically a good speaker of Japanese, just as speaking is not going to make you a good reader of Japanese. There's some overlap, but really they're separate skills that need to be practiced separately. So Pimsleur would be a good way for you to get the sentence structure in your head and ready to say if you're having trouble opening your mouth and talking to Japanese people. And then, since you've been studying for 3 years, you got to get on something like Hello Talk or Ome TV and start talking to people live and get used to speaking the language, and you'll just get better and better the more people you talk to. Somebody said 3 years and you're not fluent. That's very common. 3 years doesn't mean you were studying 3 to 4 hours a day. Do a video with Allison in Tokyo. She's been to my house 2 times. I'm actually quite familiar with her. I tried to film a video with her a long time ago, and it didn't quite fit. I didn't have a spot for that one, but I would love to hang out with her more. She's very nice. I remember when you were buried in sand. I'm trying to make another beach video. We're going to Okinawa next month. I should give you guys a little update on the videos that are going to be coming out soon, because I know this is our little core group here. We got 200 really hardcore people, and the millions, whatever, 1.2 million, that's a lot of noise. That's a lot of people that are not really committed to the channel. They're just kind of watching when they feel like watching. But you guys are the committed people. I should tell you what's going on. I'm going to the beach soon. I'm going to make some videos on the beach. So that's the other reason. Getting in the gym. We're going to Okinawa. I want to be ready for Okinawa. So there will be some beach videos. And I'm also interviewing 3 different people, all born and raised in Japan. One is a woman from Ghana. 2 are Americans. Basically, they look like me, the 2 Americans. They're white women. They look just like me, but they're native Japanese. Those are going to be coming very soon, so look for those. I doubt that I'll do too many more reaction videos in the near future. I'm going to focus on interviews, and it seems that you guys are enjoying the interviews more. Bald and Baker still your favorite YouTuber? Used to be, not so much anymore. He uploads things so rarely. It's hard to kind of follow him. And for me, his videos are a little bit long. I have limited patience. I like about a 10 or 15 minute video. When it gets into 40, 45, it's hard harder for me to watch. But yeah, he used to be my favorite. Do I have a favorite now? I don't know. Tokyo Drew, that was my friend, would be a good guest. He's still a friend of mine. He was on the channel one time. We got him in a video that not a lot of people saw, unfortunately. The YouTube algorithm is a very harsh boss. Very, very harsh. This could all end at any moment. Like I was just telling Peter, Lingualizer, his 2 million followers on YouTube, and he knows the grind. YouTube is quite cruel, and he's having his own issues. I have my own issues. I told him, and he was surprised. I said, I've bailed out this sinking ship multiple times. I've seen the channel start to go down. Not right now. Luckily, we're on a high right now, but that can change very quickly, like literally in the matter of a month. And then I bail out the sinking ship. Oh crap. Everybody on board. We got to save this thing. And then I get it back up again, and it takes a lot. The fact that this has been going on, we're now at year 5 for this channel, really 4.5 years of really seriously doing YouTube. That's kind of a miracle. I didn't even think it would go this far. Never would have expected that. But as you can see, like, look at how small this group is. We have 212 people. Basically, most of my viewers are very casual. They're not so much invested in me and the channel. They're invested in whatever I do on that day that gets popped up on their YouTube homepage. And that really scares me because I don't have stability with this. And I do my best to keep innovating, but perhaps there will be a day where we run out of fuel. But that day is not here yet. So let's enjoy it while it lasts. I'm going live. Yes, I am. I'm trying different things. Maybe the reason I don't have a community that's really strong and big is because I don't do enough to try to make a community. So yes, I agree. Please do more live streams. I would love to. What do you think? What do you think about the business side of YouTube? Yeah, let's not play coy here. Let's be honest. YouTube is a business, and any YouTubers that are big, that are worth their salt, don't let them tell you, I'm just doing this totally as a hobby. Views don't matter. Views do matter. It means a lot. I literally just interviewed a YouTuber, Nomad Push. You know, people will tell you, do what makes you happy. The views don't matter. He went homeless. He was a YouTuber with 100,000 subscribers. He went homeless because he took that advice. Oh, don't worry about the views. You know, what's he going to eat? Now, I'm not at that point. In fact, when I had 220,000 subscribers, twice the number he did, I didn't even want to quit my day job. I was working at a company still. And I just don't have the I didn't have the confidence to quit my job until I was really convinced that I would be able to do this for a while. What do you think about Abroad in Japan? He does really long videos. I'm always impressed when someone can get people to watch for more than 30 minutes. I have not gotten people to watch for that long, so that's pretty cool. Jim Ross said, Jim Ross, he's Jim Ross, man. I picked him up from the airport when he came to Japan, and Tommy and I dropped him off. He got special airport pickup because many reasons, because he's a big supporter and he's over 70 years old, and he came to Japan by himself to learn languages. So this guy's amazing. I just about slept through this. That would have bothered me greatly. My time is under your guidance. Under your guidance has improved my Japanese, and you and Tommy's lessons have hit high on a usable factor. I like all your content. You make content that hits where I live. Ninja Monkey soon live. Yeah, Ninja Monkey is friends with Jim too. Jim is awesome. I literally have people in this chat that have been over to my house. Multiple people in this chat right now have been over to my house, and I can do that because I have such a small following, really, of people that actually truly care about this channel, not just whatever's posted on their homepage real quick. Like, you guys actually are invested in me as a person. You like me for me. And I really appreciate that. Even if it's 230 people, that means something. You are like, what percentage of 1.2 million is that? Well, the 1.2 million is, that number is kind of a vanity number. It's not super meaningful. Where are you right now? I'm in Japan and it's 1:50 a.m. So you better get your questions in here because I'm about to doze out. Is this the girl that shocked even Xiaoma? You guys have a confusion of identity here. I've never met any of these other YouTubers you guys talk about. I've met a handful of people, but I did meet PewDiePie, so that was pretty cool. But I did not ask for a picture with PewDiePie because I didn't want to be that person. So I don't have a picture to prove it. I have some proof, but just take my word for it. Just take my word for it. By fluke, it happened that he was at my friend's house and I was over there. And we went to a festival. We had a good day. And he'll probably never talk to me again because I'm a nobody. You are the 1%. Yes, you are the 1%. I appreciate you guys being here. You're less than 1%, like 1.2 million people. We have 250 here. That's even less. But we did establish that I am a nobody, and that's probably true. I think most people just watch for the topics that I pick. I have a great amount of difficulty getting people to subscribe, but I don't have as much difficulty getting people to click or watch. It's just maybe it's me. I have never been a social butterfly. I have never been the person, the life of the party kind of person. I'm good at other things. That's one thing I'm not that good at, but maybe I will get better as time goes by. Maybe I'll convince you. I already convinced you, but maybe we can convince them to get on board. Maybe one day. And Ace of Shack, you're up too. It's almost 2 a.m. At least I can say I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I have a YouTube meeting at 11 p.m. tomorrow, but you, my friend, you probably have to go to work. But I'm gonna hold out for a little bit longer so you guys can get some more questions. And we just had like a long dialogue between me and the YouTuber Lingualizer chatting back and forth. And I know I ignored the comments section a little. So now is your chance. You got about 10 minutes and I'm going to pass out. Yeah, here's the actual number. Isn't that kind of heartbreaking? It is and it isn't. I take it for what it is. I've had a lot of great things that came out of YouTube, and I understand the beast itself. And maybe one day, if I work hard and I put more effort into talking to everyone here, they will come around. Ernie said, Vietnamese is Latin alphabet based. Will you still study it? I'm learning Southern Vietnamese now. You're right. We talked about this earlier. Since Vietnam was colonized by France, they changed over to the Latin alphabet. But originally, the language was based on Chinese characters, so it still maintains a lot of pronunciations that's similar to Chinese, which makes it really easy for me to study. And that's why I want to study. It's quality of views. I think of it as quality of viewers, quality versus quantity. That's right. Somebody's up at 3 a.m. Well, I appreciate you being up even later than me. You must be in like Australian time or something. Dang. Hardcore. You are the hardcore of the hardcore. It might not be a lot of them, but you're in here. And we got a few more people today to join the channel membership. I think I will open the channel membership to the Discord. I think anybody that became a channel member should also have access to my Discord. My Discord is private, trying to keep it private so I can actually talk to people and not be overwhelmed. And it kind of gets rid of the crazy people. It filters the crazy people out somewhat. So if you want to be a part of that, you can join Patreon. You only have to join one time and you're a member of the Discord forever, and it is quite small. So if you enjoy talking in these small groups where I can actually pay attention to you, then that might be for you. Hit the join button on YouTube, or you can join Patreon, just $3 one time. Curious, do you catch many trying to take advantage of you up until you disclosed that you understood? You mean people talking about me behind my back? It's no surprise that the most popular video on my channel, kind of the video that made this channel, was about that topic. It happens so rarely that I've not yet been able to catch it on camera again. It almost never happens. So, to answer your question, almost never. We have another super chat. Whoa, you're trying to convince me to stay up later than 2 a.m.? You might be able to, because I got up at 10:30 a.m. today, so I'm doing all right. I get up so late, but as you can see, I'm a night owl. I'm up at it's 2 in the morning. This happens like every day. Sometimes I stay up till 3 just on my own. How do you memorize words in other languages? I have a book. I have lots of books. I make lots of flashcards pretty much on a daily basis. I take those flashcards, I put them into my computer. I use different apps when I'm out. Yeah, learning through apps. I'm not really a fan of learning through apps, but this is just a flashcard making thing. So I input the flashcards and I can put them in my master database. And that's how I memorize new words. And then on top of that, I write them many, many times as well. So I do this several hours a day. What a life. What a life I live. Amazing life. It's not all glamorous as it looks on YouTube. Sometimes it's pretty boring. But I like that routine. I don't mind it. I can do this multiple times in multiple languages. It doesn't bother me. Why don't I like apps? What are your reservations? I think that it's enforcing people's bad habits that they don't want to talk to people. You're not talking to someone through an app unless you're using italki or HelloTalk where you're actually talking to someone, or Ome TV. If you're talking through an app or you're using an app, you're just silent, looking at stuff, fill in the blank or whatever. That's not helping your ability to use this language and think of it on the spot and talk to people. Those are two separate skills. So I think it's not doing you a whole lot of favors to have your main study method be focused on that. Have a foundation and start talking to people, but you're just avoiding talking to people, which is really the thing that's going to make the biggest difference, or avoiding talking to even a teacher who's going to help you. So they're just the AI apps where you can talk to a computer. Still, you're missing the point. Talk to human beings. It's not even close to the same. Not even close. Pimsleur is the best. Pimsleur is certainly the best to start with, and then you can go from there after you finish their 5-month program and start talking to people in real life and use those phrases. Don't think an app's gonna make you conversational just that alone. You have to talk to human beings. Yeah, Pimsleur isn't really, they've remarketed themselves as an app, but when I started using it in 2015 for Japanese, it was just audio lessons. And in the last few years, they took those audio lessons and they put them in an app so you can play them on your iPad or iPhone, which I do, but I don't really consider it to be an app like Duolingo. Those are two totally different things. So they're good enough to gain a little foundation. Yeah, you're going to need some foundation, whether you're using flashcards or whatever, or learn a few phrases that an app taught you through a recording. How much do you bench press? I can't bench press. I don't bench press. I do go to the gym now. I do have a membership. I've been exercising for a long time. I'm mostly a runner. But if I can get ready for beach body season, I want to get my body fat percentage down a little lower, and then you'll actually see the muscle definition. I got some. Can't bench press though. I did planks today. That's what I did in the gym. I'm all about that, like every day trying to do productive stuff. You know, good for your mind, good for your body. These are important things. Do you even lift, bro? I don't bench press. Does that mean I don't lift? Free weights. Yeah, got the free weights. No, I'm not gonna do anything cringy. This is not. I'm not even gonna make a muscle. No, not on a live stream. Not at 2 a.m. when I might do something stupid and regret it in the morning. Hey, did you flex? Did you literally flex on stream? Yeah, I flexed. I'm not gonna do that. Everyone always, not everyone, but The people that wanna leave a little spiteful comment will say, "That was such a flex. You're just flexing in your videos." So I'm not literally gonna flex in the video and show my arm. Okay, we're getting off topic. It is 2 a.m., ladies and gentlemen, and I am at that point where I'm starting to get silly. Oh boy, what do we have here? Are you interested in learning Thai? A little bit, but you only have so many hours in the day and so many years to your life. Give us some bodybuilder poses. Too cringy. If I get my body fat percentage down a little more, I will. Then it might be impressive, but it looks like I have more muscle than I do because it's kind of little bit of flabbiness. We're working on it. New member, Dawn Pearson. Welcome to a very, very, very super exclusive group. So exclusive that there's like 40 people. So now you're one of them. That means you're going to get priority in the comment section. I try to answer as many as I can, but there's literally 2,000 comments a day. So I'm only hitting a couple hundred. But now you're going to get priority in the comment section. And you'll also unlock all the privated videos and all the Japanese lessons that Tommy made. So if you want to become a member, just like Dawn did, you're welcome to do that. Join this super small exclusive group. So small that, yeah, that there's 40 people out of 1.2 million. Hey, I'm a marketing major. What's happening here? I'm not good at marketing. What is member? It's kind of a new thing on YouTube. Basically, they're trying to compete with Patreon. I also have Patreon. Most people do. And YouTube stepped up and said they want to be a part of that. And now, Melissa, you are also a member. All right. Hey, thank you for joining. Now we're up to like 41 people. This is going better, going much better. One of the reasons I have, and another one, for the two became a member. Now we're up to 42 people. That's progress. That's more progress than I made in months. And the reason is not because we don't have a lot of content. We got a ton of content on there now. Free content that you can't see. Content that's privated that you can't see on YouTube. I haven't talked a lot about the memberships in the videos. One, I was trying to make more content, and two, it's easier to promote them during the live stream, which, as you've seen, I don't do a lot of live streams. Oh my gosh, we're up to 43. Holy freaking crap. Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Today's a good day. Tommy is crying over here. Tommy, he's probably in bed now. It's 2 a.m. Now we got more members, so I'm helping Tommy out because he's making all these Japanese lessons and it got 0 views because there's so few members that we're making all this extra content and I'm not marketing it well. So I'm sorry, Tommy. Sorry all your efforts been going to waste. But now we got 42 people, so somebody's going to watch those videos. They're very helpful. He did a nice job. He even animated it himself. We got the recording and the animation. 2 a.m. Yeah, 2 a.m. is the hot time. Now I can get Americans and Europeans here at the same time. Before, I couldn't stream in European time, but I'd rather stay up late than get up early. I'll tell you that much. That's the kind of person I am. Night owl. I would be way happier staying up till 3 a.m. than getting up at even 7 a.m. All right, couple more questions here. Get your questions in before I pass out or start saying really stupid stuff because I'm exhausted. Any more onsen videos? Dude, I loved making those onsen videos. You don't understand. I'm no, because I don't talk about this in the pre-made videos, the pre-recorded stuff. I love making those kind of travel videos. Those are my favorite. Those in the interviews aren't bad. The onsens I particularly like because they're fun. You get to go somewhere and they're easy to edit. If you like those, that makes me very happy. I would love to make more. We got another new member here. I just saw we're at number 43. Oh, we're Timothy Glover just became a member. Welcome to a very special group, Timothy. I appreciate you being here. You're like now the hardcore of the hardcore. Like if you even made it to this stream, you're pretty dang hardcore. Like But now you're like the 0.00001% of viewers. So I appreciate you being here. Just like my buddy Jim, who's been over my house multiple times. I made Jim dinner multiple times, picked him up from the airport, dropped him off, me and Tommy, me and my husband. The base gets bigger and bigger. Yes, now we're at 42. I'm enjoying the journey. And I'm glad that you're liking those videos we made. We got another one. 43. I'm going to lose count pretty soon because I'm getting really tired. I can't do numbers anymore. 2 a.m. Welcome. I'm really glad to have you here too. We got the blue penguins in here. And we got Charlotte's in here, another new member. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to stay up till 3 a.m. just because you guys keep joining. We've been working so hard on this membership stuff. Tommy's been working so hard. I literally did 2 new videos there today. And Nicole Wilson in for the save. Thank you so much. What's happening? People are interested in learning Japanese. They're going to go check out the animations we made. I think they're pretty good. Tommy is very funny. He's quite funny when he's on TV. He's funny in general. His jokes, just slapstick humor. So if you like that, then you would like our little language videos. He's been working so hard, and it does help support the channel because I want to keep doing this. I have been very blessed to do well in the YouTube algorithm, but sometimes I do feel like we're missing out on the community. And in the long run for the channel, that's the most important thing, to have people that want to watch you for you, because eventually, you know, there's only so many topics. There's only so many like trending things. There's only so many times you can watch a language reaction. I've always wanted to innovate and make this channel different. So now I'm kind of switching to doing a little more documentaries, a little more interviews, things like that, to try to keep the longevity of the channel going, because it ain't as easy as it seems. You probably realize that. Look at the swing in some of the views I get. Did you ever see some of those videos? I'll put them out. They totally bomb the first day because I don't have enough people subscribed, and definitely not enough with the notification bell on, and it'll get like less than 50,000 views the first day. 50,000 views is 50,000 views, but when it cost me $500 to make the video, as some of them have, and it took me 30 hours to edit, you know. I know people like those videos. Welcome, Neil Johnson, another member. What are we up to? 44. Lucky 44. You are lucky number 44. You get priority in the comment section. You get access to all those privated videos. Yeah, so I knew people would love those videos about the homelessness in Japan, but if the thumbnail is not spot on, it will not be on people's homepage and they will not see it, because I don't have that brand loyalty built into my channel. I've not put enough effort into that, getting to know you guys, doing more live streams. So I'm trying to rectify that, trying to build a little bit of a community here, because for 1.2 million subscribers, we do not have much of a community yet, and that's unfortunate. $500 to make a video, hell yeah, and that's pretty cheap. I've spent $7,000 was the most expensive one. $7,000 for a video, yes, because it was, and it made very little money, so that was kind of ironic. But it was the whole trip to Korea and the homestay thing. So the homestay video didn't make a lot of money, but it did cost $7,000. But I did make that back. It's an investment, and that, you don't have to know about all that. I don't talk about this on my channel because it's not your problem. Just enjoy the videos. It's me. I'm taking the risk. I'm getting the benefits if it works. I'm paying the price if it doesn't work. But just enjoy the videos. But there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and it can cost a lot. Jackson became a member. Hey, hey. We're up to 45. 45. Will we break 50 today? I don't know. That would be incredible. Love your friend Robin. Yes. And everybody told Robin, you know, just do what you're passionate about. And he's the kind of guy that will do that. Don't care about the views. Don't care about the numbers. I'm just going to go do my thing. And he became homeless because of that. He had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, became homeless because of that issue. It is a big thing, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta have a business side to our brain as well as we're doing this, especially if we quit our job. I did quit my job to do this. Quit, maybe, is the right word. I definitely didn't look for another job after the last one because I thought, okay, at least for now, I'll do YouTube and focus on this. I'm learning languages 3 to 4 hours a day. I'm going to the gym. I consider that to be my job. Sound good, look good, make good videos. That's my job now. 3 to 4 hours a day. I do Korean, I do Cantonese mostly nowadays, and then I try to spend an hour at the gym because, mind and body, you want both to be healthy. You want good balance. You pay for the memberships. Yes, the memberships are a little way to show support and build a community here, and you get access to all the videos Tommy made and the extra videos that I made. And we're updating those a lot. We do several a week. So I put more videos on that membership page than I do on YouTube, but they're mostly for studying Japanese. Would you say learning Chinese and Japanese at the same time is possible? Any advice for someone in my position? If you're a person that already has a decent level in Chinese or Japanese, then that's what I did. I started learning Japanese after I passed HSK 6. So I was quite proficient in Chinese and I took on Japanese. I'm now taking on Cantonese with intermediate Korean. So yes, you can learn them at the same time if you already have a good grasp on one of them. Don't do beginner. Don't double beginner it. You're gonna pay for that. You're not gonna get good at either one that way. So make sure you have a good grasp on one before you start the other. Tony became a member, number 46. Tommy's going to be happy tomorrow. I'm going to tell him about all the people that joined and are now going to watch his videos because they got like 0 views. Like, we made these private videos. They got 0 views. They're good. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Too much, too fast won't last. Too much, too fast. Taking on those languages. Yeah, well, definitely. You're splitting your time between too many things. I literally am not working a day job anymore. I'm doing YouTube and mostly I'm just studying languages. I spend more time studying languages than editing videos or doing YouTube stuff. I consider it part of my job. Could I do this with a job? Well, that I'd just be leaving work, coming home and studying for 3 or 4 hours. That'd be pretty rough, but I did do it before when I was single. As a person that's married, that might not work. Although Timothy is a member again. Weren't you just a member? Can you become a member twice? Double member. Double member, taking it to the next level. Love that. And I hope someday that we'll have enough members that we can do a members only chat, and that will make it even easier to answer every single question you got. We'll be like 2 peas in a pod going back and forth. It'll feel like we're just talking almost one-on-one with 10, 20 people in the chat. That would be pretty cool. 230 is not bad though. A part of me kind of thinks it will be hard to get a lot of people during the live stream, although the more the merrier, but 200 and I'm still, I can't answer everybody's question all the time. Do you have any pets? No, currently we have no pets. I would like to, but in Japan, you have to put down a month's deposit for your rent with the pet. So if you watch my other video, we revealed how much we pay a month here. You're not going to get that money back. So $3K. I'm not going to pay $3K for a dog. So we haven't gotten a dog. And I don't know if we'll get a dog. Where are you from, Anming? Detroit, Michigan, USA. That's that Michigan accent. I can't tell you how many people write a comment and say, you've been in Asia so long, your accent has some Chineseness to it. I'm like, no, that's a Michigan accent. Michigan is triggered. Whoa, if you want to be a member of the channel, Marie just gifted 10 memberships. That means you can take them now. Go get those. Try it out. You got a free membership for 1 month because Marie gifted it. Thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate that. You guys are convincing me to stay up far past my bedtime because you're just being so friendly and generous today. Thank you so much for that. Get your free membership if you want to grab that. She just treated us to 10 memberships. That's awesome. One of my friends who's a YouTuber here, actually, he's in the US, Bijou Mike. He's got like 3 or 4 million subscribers. He gifted like 40 memberships last time. It was crazy. I really appreciated it. So, to repay him, I took him out the day that we met PewDiePie, and he's like a big, big fan of PewDiePie. So that just rocked his world. I'm like, I got your back, you got mine. So I really appreciate anyone who comes in and says hi that knows me and gifting the memberships. That's awesome because now you give someone a chance to um, learn a little Japanese. And Jim, you donated $100. Jim, Jim, that's too much. I know I made you dinner a couple times when you came over and visited our house, but it wasn't that much money. Jim is such a nice guy. You want a membership? Jim just gifted 10 more. Get in there. Grab them. I'm losing track. So we got 20 more. That means we're at 65. Whoa, 65 members. Holy crap. I'm flabbergasted here. You made me say flabbergasted. Oh my gosh, it's really too late. Did I just say flabbergasted? You guys, I'm getting silly. This stream is getting more interesting the more tired I get. How do you get a free membership? When somebody gifts it, I think you just click the icon, and if there's any left, you get a free month's membership. I don't know. You guys took those pretty fast. They might already be gone. But yes, some more questions here. People are being generous, so you're convincing me to stay up. What the hell am I going to do tomorrow anyway? Johnny, what the did you just donate $100? Johnny, I've seen you on the last live stream and you gave $100. Holy crap. Holy crap. And he's a member too. This and just what I was saying, people don't watch me for me, then you guys are in here making me eat those words. Thank you so much, Johnny. I'm moved. I'm truly moved. And we just had someone else. Holy crap. El Toro gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Get those 5 memberships, you guys. Try it out. We'll add more. There's a lot on there already, though. We already have like 30 or 40 videos. There's quite a lot of content. Johnny, thank you so much, man. And you were in the last chat, the last time I did a live stream, and you donated $100. Holy crap. All right, now I got to get back into making more videos because you guys are showing me that we do have a community more than I thought. I thought that YouTube algorithm was just pushing my stuff out, but there are some people that you guys really showed up to the live stream. I appreciate that. Everybody that's here today, even if it's only a couple hundred, every person here you guys are hardcore. I appreciate it. I really do. You'd think that as a YouTuber, the hate comments would be the things that get to you the most. It's actually not, at least for me, absolutely not. It's more like the indifference, so many people, I see the numbers, it makes you think, oh, this many people are really into my content. And most of them are very lukewarm. And that kind of, as the creator of the channel, that's what gets to me the most. It's like, I don't care. Maybe care, don't care. Just show me the funny faces and let me have my laugh and I'll be out of here. That's probably the way, way worse for me than the hate comments. Just kind of the indifference, like, don't care, show me something funny, I'm out of here. And that's unfortunately most of that 1.2 million number is very lukewarm. So that's just how it is. I know other YouTubers, they work more, they put more effort into the community than I have, and then they get more out of it. So I just got to do more, and I promise we're going to do more live streams. And Danny B, what school in China do you recommend for us to go for learning Chinese? Well, I probably wouldn't recommend Beijing, Shanghai, because those are the most expensive of the of the schools, those are actually very, very expensive. Um, I went to Harbin, but then you got to deal with Harbin, and it's kind of off the map, and it's much more difficult. But uh, the program that I used in Korea for the homestay, they also have a lot of schools in China that are pretty good. LTL is their name, LTL, I believe. Look at my Korea video. I It gives you kind of an idea. Well, that was a homestay, but their language schools are really good. LTL. They did not pay me for that. In fact, opposite, I paid them $7,000 to do that program. Oh my gosh, it was the most expensive video I ever made, but I did get the money back because at least I had one viral video from that trip, and it made the money back. For the community, thank you so much. Vicky's Rome. Thank you for your super chat. That is so awesome, you guys. I was only going to do a 90-minute live stream, and here we are at 2 hours and 20 minutes. So you're powering me through this. It is now 2:20 a.m., but I feel the energy. I feel the energy. I feel the support, because sometimes I need a little bit of, I don't know, I need a little encouragement. Just, it's not always all about the numbers. Sometimes the numbers don't say a lot. This says a lot more. How longest time to master a language? Japanese took me the longest because I took a break in between. I was a grad student in China, and I lived in Japan for 1 year, went back to China. Holy crap, Johnny, you're freaking me out. Did you just gift 50 memberships? Whoa. Dude, Johnny, why aren't you in the Discord? Like, I've never talked to you. Yeah, I know, you just donated. Holy cow is right. Just don't get those. Everybody in the chat, grab one of those. Just grab it, grab it, grab it. Johnny just gave a bunch of them. Just grab them. Everybody in this whole chat is going to become a member by the end of this. Holy crap. Johnny, I have never gotten a chance to talk to you, and that's unfortunate. I do have a Discord. How can I, if you shoot me a message, let's say on Facebook, because Instagram's not going to work, unless we've talked on Instagram before. If you shoot me a message on Facebook, I can, oh, heck, you guys are hardcore enough. All right, I'm going to do something right here. This is a very small group, and it's been about 100 people for the longest time. But I'm going to give you the chance right now, especially people that I haven't gotten to talk to, like Johnny. I'm going to put the Discord link in here for like 5 seconds. You have the chance to join right now. This is normally just, hold on a second. This is normally just for people that were on Patreon, but it's been very quiet for very long, and I'm going to give you the chance right now. All right, you got a 3-second chance. Here it is. If you want to join the Discord, everybody here, especially Johnny. Dude, Johnny, I want to talk to you. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to any of you guys. If you want to join that group, there it is. It's right in there. Oh yeah, people are joining. There we go. Holy crap, lots of people are joining. Say hi. Is a small group. Well, sometimes it's very quiet in there, and it's just me and a couple of people, so it would be nice to have some people talking in there. That is going to expire in a day or two, so if you want to join the Discord, join it now. We talk in there quite a lot. Yeah, Ninja Monkey, you're already in there. Ooh, this has been a crazy live stream. We didn't have a whole lot of people. I think the most I've gotten is 500, but just in terms of quality, this one was really, really good. Really good talk, really good back and forth. I've actually been able to keep up with some of the chat. You traveled to China by scholarship? No, I paid for myself. I had paid for that. And I worked in China as an English teacher to be able to afford studying abroad in China, and that paid enough. Yeah. Nathan's like, glad you streamed. He's streaming all the time. I think I got a method now. If we can do this at night, it's much better. I hated the morning streams. I had to get up at at 8 a.m., you guys. You poor me, I didn't get up at 8 a.m. But I'd rather stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning than wake up at 7, 8 a.m., believe it or not. That's the kind of person I am. Hello from Puerto Rico. Well, hello to you too. Welcome. You are lucky that you're here now, because this was only supposed to be an hour and a half. We are now 1 hour over the original time because we're just having too much fun here. Yeah, I would love to keep live streaming, do a little more, and get to know you guys. Some people here have been watching this channel for a very long time. Your videos are super eye-opening. Thanks for all the info. Oh, well, thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. She isn't Russian. Nope, I'm not Russian. Despite everybody around me thinking that's the running joke on the channel, right? That's the running joke. We have 200 and Wendy Ricks, new channel member. Welcome to the club. I lost count because after Johnny dropped that 50 free member thing, I like, Johnny, you crazy man, get in the Discord because I want to talk to you. You can't escape me again. Johnny, get in the Discord if you're not already there, and tell me your name too, so I know who's who. Anybody who joins, there's one last chance. There you go. One last chance for you to join that very, very private, secret Discord that I've had for 3 years and nobody knows about. But I'm there every day, and Tommy's in it. That's your chance. And as I see, a lot of you did join. Holy crap. That's more people than we've gotten in 6 months. Because I don't make a big deal about advertising for these kinds of things. I feel like the people that really want to talk to me, they will find a way to talk to me. And the people that are more lukewarm, they maybe need some pushing. So I don't bother pushing because I think if you want to, you can find out. How did Jim and how did these other people end up eating dinner at my house? Well, they really wanted to. They found a way. They found a way. Do you ever suffer from chronic language learning frustration? It's not chronic, but it's occasional. Yeah, I get kind of crabby sometimes. I get crabby in the class when it's 2 hours, at about the hour and a half mark. And if the teacher is really drilling me on some grammar points, or we're going through like a workbook, and if I get multiple ones wrong in a row, let's say there's 10 questions and I got 5 of them wrong, I get angry. I get a little angry. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Can we do something else? The teacher's like, why? Because I don't like being wrong 50% of the time. That's an F. So yeah, it is frustrating. It's gotten better though. I realize there's light at the end of the tunnel. Johnny said, I'm a great grandfather of 3. You're a great grandfather of 3? Holy crap. I pop in and out due to being blind, but love your channel and not too tech savvy. Well, you're tech savvy enough to know how to get in the live stream, comment, and gift memberships and super chats. I don't even think I know how to do that. You're doing pretty good, Johnny. It's okay if you want to join the Discord or not. Or I just wanted to talk to you. I just thought, holy crap, he's been in every live stream. Like some of you I see again and again, and I want to know who you are behind the screen name. That would be nice. Because man, you're here. So that's already pretty cool. Like 1.2 million people and you showed up. That's pretty special. You gotta admit that, at least, that you're here. You're kind of special. Basic Japanese. Corey said, I know basic Japanese, but have no idea how to expand what I know. Any advice? Expand what you know. Well, you got to make attainable goals, concrete attainable goals each day. For example, make it a goal every day to study for 30 minutes and hold yourself accountable to that. Keep track. There's apps that will keep track of your study time. I use them. And you got to buy something. I shouldn't say you got to buy something, but I mean like get a book or something. Get a free book. Get something that is going to give you some vocabulary to actually study. Make flashcards. You got to have something concrete in your hand. Not, I'm going to study Japanese, but I literally just have my 2 hands and nothing else. Well, what are you going to study with? But the biggest thing is put a timestamp every day. I want to do 30 minutes a day. My goal is 100 hours a week. Have I reached that goal yet in the last year? Sorry, not 100 hours a week. That's crazy. 100 hours a month. Have I reached that goal? Yeah, pretty much. The closest I got was like 98 hours one month. But right now I'm at 75. Yeah, base Johnny. Johnny is hardcore. That's crazy. Johnny's saying I'm not tech savvy, but he knows how to do all this tech stuff. All right, we're going to go for just a little bit longer because this is a really good conversation. You guys are tempting me to stay up later. Aha. Yes, aha. Who wrote aha in Chinese? What time is it in Japan? Too freaking late. It's 12:30. Tommy's probably thinking, no, he's probably thinking nothing. He's probably passed out. He probably went to bed 2 hours ago. Hello from San Diego. Well, hello. Welcome from the other side of the world. 2:30 a.m. in Japan. Yeah, you know it. Folks, I'm getting pretty tired, but I'm still here pulling all-nighter. You got to be kidding me. That messes me up. You know how many times I pull all-nighters for YouTube videos? Probably once a month. Not quite all-nighters, but I'll go to bed at 4 or 5 in the morning, and then the next day I'm getting up at 11:30, and it just throws my whole week off. Then I'm getting up after 10 every single day for the rest of the week. And that happens too much. Trying to find someone to speak Japanese with, but no one speaks Japanese in North Dakota. That's what the internet is for. Ome TV. You can select the country and talk to people from that country, but you got to be in line with their time zone. If I want to talk to Americans, like right now, I'm up at 2:30 in the morning. Or you can just get up a little early in the mornings, like 8, 9 a.m. And Japanese or Chinese people, they'll be up. And you can talk to them. Well, folks, all right, last questions. Come on, get your last questions in here. Why are there more people watching now than 2 hours ago when I wasn't a zombie? iTalk and Hello Talk. Yeah, those are great. I met Tommy on Hello Talk for the millionth time. I know I've told you guys. Any plans to make fan meetups? You know, I was doing that when I was working at the Marriott Hotel, and that was great, although most foreigners were locked out of Japan at that time. The problem is that's a heck of a lot of planning. Like, what do I need to rent out a hall? And if I rent out a hall, then because even here in Japan, it's not going to be like 5 people that show up. It could be 20, 30, 40 or more. I don't know. When I used to do these in Corona times, there would be 20 or 30 people that showed up. And you need like a special space. You can't meet at Starbucks for that. That's a lot of planning. So short answer, I'd love to, but how? How? I unfortunately cannot have strangers from the internet over my house. Not that many. I really have to know you a little bit. But the people in the Discord I did have over my house because I've been talking to them for months and months and months. How hard is Korean? What resources do you recommend? How long would it take? It's going to take the same time as Chinese or Japanese. Fastest, about 3 years. I've heard of people doing it in under 3 years, like passing the highest level of the proficiency test, but that's pretty crazy. Resources, start with Pimsleur, but they're kind of weak on vocabulary. That's why I use supplementary material. I'm way beyond Pimsleur with Korean. They only had 3 lesson levels. That's 3 months of material. So you gotta graduate from that and move on. But it's a good place to start. Love your videos. I just got a gift to your channel. So whoever gifted, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you very much. That is a super chat. Oh, the fact that I can still talk, you guys, I'm out of water. But I'm doing this. Aloha from Hawaii, 7:30 a.m. Good morning. I'm more likely to stay up till 3 a.m. than I'm likely to get up at 7:30 a.m. What's a good app to improve your speech? Nothing, unless you're talking to someone through the app like Hello Talk or Ome TV. Jump on Ome TV. I just started using that for the first time. Although I have to say, a lot of people on there, they were not being very cool about speaking the language I wanted to speak. They just would not. I'd like ask them something in Korean and they'd respond in English. And they were being sticklers about that. They would not practice Korean with me, despite like they totally understood what I said. I don't have a problem speaking in Korean at this point. It's been 2 years. They would understand what I said in Korean and answer me back in English. So sometimes that's kind of rough. At that point, that's why people hire teachers, because then at least you pay them to talk to you. Yeah. Shaq is still up too. What are you doing, man? He's in Japan as well. Yeah, Ome TV. Avoid the weirdos. That's hard to do. You don't know who's going to be a weirdo and not. But I see what you mean after one time on there. I used it for an hour and a half and I see, yeah, well, there's some weird people. There's also a very bad gender balance. It was mostly men. So I don't know how these YouTubers are doing all these videos with girls. I guess they just purposely picked the girls because there were mostly men on there. And they were like, they're very adamant about speaking English. They really did not want to give me a chance to practice anything. So I kind of hung up on them. It's like, dude, I'm speaking Korean. You understood it and you're going to respond to me in English. I really want to practice English. Cool. Well, we're at an impasse here. Can we do maybe 5 minutes of Korean and 5 minutes of English? I don't know. Can we strike a deal? They didn't want to strike a deal. So I was out. But that's the easy thing about those. You can just hang up real quick. With Hello Talk, you really got to put more effort into getting a video chat started. You got to set up a time, and it's not as easy to just say, oh, this isn't working out. You're not who I want to talk to. Bye. Then it's a little harder. But Ome TV, no pressure. Like, if you don't want to talk to that person, not getting good vibes, or they just will not speak to you in anything but English, just boop, bye. Super easy, not awkward. And it doesn't hurt the other person's feelings much. You're going to get rejected about how many people rejected me? I don't know. Quite a lot. And maybe the connection was bad too. Can we hear your Korean? I want to make more videos in it. What should I say? I'm freaking tired here. It's 2 a.m. Then you want me to speak Korean. 여러분, 안녕하세요. 지금 잘 지내셨어요? What should I say? 조금 어색해요. 어떻게 하죠? All right, there you go. I spoke some Korean. Good grief, at 2:30 in the morning off the top of my head. If that's not proof that I've been studying hard, I don't know what is. I'd like to do videos in Korean, but I'm having trouble getting people to talk to me, especially on Ome TV. And in real life, the Korean people I talked to were kind of suspicious. And I asked my teacher about it. He said they have this scam in Korea where people will come up on the street and like try to get something out of people, scam them for money. And I don't know if that's making people uneasy about talking to me when they're tourists here in Japan that are Korean. I don't know. No more excuses. I got to start talking to more Korean people, making freaking videos about it. I had a chance the other day and I got cowardly and ran away. Yep. I don't know why. Osekajima. It's not awkward. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. My 2:30 a.m. Korean is good enough. Well, I didn't say anything difficult, but I would really like to make some videos showing you guys how hard I've worked on Korean the past 2 years. It makes me kind of sad that I haven't been able to really make any videos in it. Not due to lack of ability, but due to lack of opportunity or just being shy. I gotta go up and just do it. But I had enough people that acted really weird that now I'm a little afraid to approach Koreans on the street like I did. They just were kind of put off and being sensitive. Why didn't you like me? I don't know. I gotta get over it. What time are Japanese people active on Ome TV? Probably not now. to a Korean mukbang. They are not active at 2:30 in the morning. And the people that are active at 2:30 in the morning are probably a little strange. Hello from New Jersey. Hello, hello. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry to have to do this, but I gotta go to bed, man. And everyone who donated and became a member, you made my dream come true. I'm gonna be like on cloud nine for the next hour. I'm not gonna be able to sleep because I'm so excited about all that. But it was great talking to you, and I will see you pretty soon. I'm filming a new video this week. It's gonna be an interview. You're gonna love it. It's really good. And there will be a new video, hopefully by next weekend, but maybe mid next week. Depends on how long it takes me to edit. So see ya. If you just caught the end of this and you want to see what happened earlier, I had a guest speaker on for a long time, Lingualizer. You can check that out in the replay. But I'm out of here, my good friends. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Ace. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, El Toro, for being here today. And I'll catch you hopefully soon. I'll do another live stream. And you don't have to donate money every time. That was crazy. You took me by surprise there. But I appreciate it so much. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Oyasumi nasai. Whoa. Holy crap. Yeah. Very professional. Bye.